I got long sideburns and my hair slicked back. I'm coming to your town in my pink Cadillac. I'm just a honky-tonk man. I'm just a honky-tonk man. I'm just a honky-tonk man. I'm cool, I'm cocky, I'm bad. I pick a mean guitar, I wear a blue suede shoes. You ought to hear me sing the snakeskin blues. I'm just a honky-tonk man. I'm just a honky-tonk man. I'm just a honky-tonk man. I'm cool, I'm cocky, I'm bad.
What's up? We gonna get those back?
Yeah. Everybody's standing around hugging on each other. About 45 minutes. Now I got stuck. Huh. What a fucking trip.
How was the trip?
Oh, 4 hours of fucking misery.
Really? Plane ride from hell.
Jam-packed. I was squished over in a window seat.
Huh.
I slept like crazy.
That's good. You've worked for this guy before, right?
Joe Panzerino?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he's okay. That's we had. I worked for Johnny Rod's a couple of weeks ago over in. They had a show in Pennsylvania.
Right.
And I guess Kowalski had fallen or tripped and broke his ankle or something.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And he couldn't get over to do this one autograph signing or something a couple of weeks ago for their show. They called to try to get me on it. And I couldn't get loose from the Johnny Rod show to get over to do it. Anyway, they were talking back and forth, and the guy, Joe Panzerino, calls me. He says, "This guy's really twisting my balls. He's a real ball twister." So I named my whole fall tour. It's a XXX rated ball twisting tour. I like to give them names, you know. I had the last, what was it, one in the spring? Yeah, it was a XXX rated wet t-shirt, Jake's crack pipe on a pole tour. So how's everything with you guys?
Good. Good. Busy. Good.
Good for you.
You had to make a stop?
No, I took a quick piss in there real fast, and I don't know, maybe a cup of coffee somewhere to take with me.
All right.
I bought these. I buy these little. You get about 100 of them. You know that store Price Club or Costco?
Yeah.
Anyway, they're little sleep aids. You take like little sleeping pills.
Right.
And I took, you know, sometimes like this short flight, 4 hours. take a half one. The fucking thing knocks you right out. When I go to Amsterdam in 2 weeks, I'll take a whole one going over. Boom.
Wake up.
A couple shots of vodka. Yeah. Well, I didn't have any vodka this morning. How's the weather been?
It's good. It's like 90.
Hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a heat wave here.
Yeah, you guys don't know what hot is.
Down there it's probably really hot, but at least it's dry in Arizona.
Do you have like forest fires out there, they said?
It's been pretty bad this year, yeah. I mean, you know, it just gets so hot you just can't get out in the heat. You just stay in. That's all.
Yeah, the ride's probably like an hour. What is it? An hour and a half?
Yeah, probably about an hour and 15 maybe.
Over to Wildwood?
Yeah.
It's not bad.
So there's no big rush then.
Right.
Because we don't have to get over there until sometime around 5:30 or 5 or something. How about those Hebner boys?
Oh yeah, ain't that
Dave and
crazy?
Earl Hebner.
Yeah, that's crazy. Huh.
Were they fencing t-shirts?
I heard what they were doing is, I think it was Dave. He would comp them out to people, and he would take the comps instead of comping them out to people, he'd sell them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's been going on for years.
Oh yeah, everybody knew about it. It's just,
Well, I was talking to one of my friends that worked in the PR department up there a few years ago. He works with NASCAR, with Seagram's now.
right.
That says a sponsor with NASCAR. He still lives up in Connecticut. He doesn't keep up with the wrestling too much, but it's like he said, you don't have to have a reason to be fired from that company.
Oh yeah, exactly.
You know, because anytime they want to get rid of you, they find something.
Right.
I mean, the Hebner's been there 21 years.
Yeah, right when NWA went. It's crazy.
But yeah, I mean, gosh, to be fencing t-shirts, if that's what they were doing.
Where are you staying after the show tonight?
of all names, being in the business we're in, Carney's Point.
Okay, I don't know where that is. That's awesome.
A Carney staying in Carney.
That's awesome.
How about that?
Yeah, I got a ton of questions. Whenever you like, if you want to get coffee first, then I'll start asking away.
Yeah, we'll stop up here.
Oh, yeah?
After the bridge.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I got to try to wake up. See, and this is what it gets me, too. So these guys, I didn't tell them, but they probably would have if I'd asked them. I just didn't think about it. Usually I tell these guys I need to come a day early.
Right.
It's 3-hour time change. It's 11:30 at home.
Right. It's tired.
You know? And then when it's all over tonight at 9 o'clock or so, it's at 6 o'clock at home.
Right.
So it kind of messes me up. I usually like to come a day early. That's what I do on this Amsterdam trip. I'm going to go in a day early.
Who's that for? Just
Local guys over there. I went last year when they first started the promotion.
How many shows?
Just the one.
Yeah.
They will run one show in Rotterdam. It'll do okay for them. They had a show planned for, when was I in Austria? 3 months ago. And they kept playing around and they wouldn't get back to me on the tickets. So that the guy from Switzerland and Austria could split the tickets. You know how would do the split? And finally they said, "Oh, we think we're going to go with Jim the Anvil Neihart." And I said, "Well, I wish you all the best with Jim, and I hope everything works out." I said, "If anything changes, I'll be in Austria, and I could just catch a train or a plane and stay over 4 days and then work their show." Anyway, I get back home and they're calling. I guess Anvil was having some problems, he said, with his passport, and he didn't get on the plane that day. I guess they... Yeah, and we sent him half the money in the plane ticket. We haven't talked to him. I said, "Well, I wished you the best. What can I say?" But I couldn't turn around and go back. I was already home.
What's Amsterdam like? Is it cool?
Yeah, it's okay. I was there both times I've been. It's going to be like September, so the weather was just, fairly nice, like here. Now, I've got 2 days off this trip, so I'm going to actually get downtown.
The red light district?
Yeah. I want to go see, I like to check out the fruits of the land.
Exactly.
When I'm there. I like to know what else is going on in the world. I don't want to just hear about it. Travolta said in Pulp Fiction they put mayonnaise on French fries there in Amsterdam, and they do.
Wow.
Yeah. But mind you, the Canadians put brown gravy on French fries. So.
I put ketchup on chicken.
There you go. We all got our little things we do.
Exactly.
Holy shit.
Have you been watching the business as of late?
Not too much, no. No, because I'm not. I don't particularly care about the Shawn Michaels, "Oh brother, where art thou? Praise the Lord" bullshit, and he's kind of been hypocritical on a lot of things. I won't be a bad guy. I'm not going to turn heel because of my religious convictions now. What does he do? He sees a paycheck with Hogan. Sure, he's going to turn heel.
Yep. What do you think of that program?
It's okay. It's it's old school type deal. It'll be okay.
Yeah.
See Hogan's show?
Is that a crock of shit?
It's total work.
Yeah, everything is.
Oh yeah.
It's so scripted. It's not even. I tell somebody, once you can't. There's certain things you can't follow, and Ozzy, the Osbourne thing, was so real, and it really was the way these people were, that you can't overcome that. And Hogan's trying to be, Hogan, and you can tell it's scripted.
Did you see the time they put the spy thing on his daughter's car?
Oh,
why would he need to do that if there's a camera crew with her the whole time? How's he gonna?
Yeah. And it's just it's so fake and phony. I can't believe they picked it up for another season. I don't know why.
Wow.
Yeah, it got picked up again. I figured they dumped that thing after about six weeks.
Huh.
He got picked up again. It's all about trying to get his daughter in the music business.
Yep.
And believe me, Hogan's got a lot of money. He's got a big name. But unless you can sell records, you don't get in the music business.
I think the last time we talked to you, we were talking about Randy Orton and his title win that pretty much ended really quick when Triple H came back.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of predicted that, I think.
Yep.
I think I said it wasn't going to be that long. And the sad thing was they called me up to come and do the squash job, you know.
I think they brought Jake in there.
$500 payday. Yeah, Jake came in and had his best Sunday shirt on. I heard he got a decent payday, though.
Now they're doing DVD too with him, I think.
Yeah, he signed up on that deal that I didn't sign on.
Did you get any royalties at all for that other DVD they just did, the Superstars of the 80s? I think you're on it.
No, I haven't yet. They had the best of the Intercontinental matches. They were mad at me and they left me off of those. So.
Wow.
Yeah. I guess they'd gotten back the answer we gave them for the DVD classic doll toy figurine they were going to produce. A lot of these guys signed up on.
Right.
First of all, the Jax people were signing guys, and they were signing for $5,000 and like 10% royalties or something. I don't know what it was. And some of the guys jumped on that deal with Jax Toys. Mike Mann, I guess, said, well, gosh, if they're going to sign these guys, I might as well do it myself. So he sent out a contract then. 10,000. 17 pages or something. Yeah, and buried in that contract was, at the end of the term, when the term was 5 years, at the end of the term, they owned all the rights to the name again. So I guess for 10 grand, I could have just said, sure.
Right.
And then it also buried in there when...
You were doing the name Honky Tonk.
Yeah, and any bookings you have to go be cleared through them.
Wow.
Any appearances you make have to be cleared through them. I went through that with them guys before, you know. It was okay for a while, and then maybe, you know, like you called me up and said you want to do this thing. And,
right.
And then I'd say, well, I got to clear it with Jim Ross. So I'd fax over my dates to Jim Ross. And in the beginning, he'd write me back right away. Sure, you can go do that. Then it got to the point where it went on for 3, 4, 5 weeks. You know, and you're on the phone screaming. You got to put posters out. You got to do your advertising.
Right, right.
So I finally just said, the heck with it, and I asked to be released from that nonsense. And then they send out this 17 pages. Anyway, I gave it to my friend in Detroit who does some legal work for me. He reduced it down to one paragraph. And we said we will take $25,000. We don't want any royalties. And we keep the name.
Good. For
the doll or for the DVD or whatever they want to do. How are you going to count the royalties? Demolition Act's already found out in his court case with them guys. There was not the up and up on the royalties.
Huh.
How about that?
Were you friends with Bossman at all?
You know, in the beginning, I would say we were just business associates, I guess. And then when I went over to the WCW and he was there, I didn't see that much of him because he wasn't around that often. And then he was back in the WWF and I wasn't with him there. So I had grown totally away from, hadn't seen the guy in a long time when I found out what happened to him.
Yeah, it's sad.
It was quite a shock. I didn't know he was, probably did as much out of the ring activities with things that I was out of the loop on it. I'd asked a promoter and had used him in Ohio about a month before he passed away. I said, how was he? He said, well, he was asleep in the locker room. I said, that tells me right there.
Yeah. Why do you think like no federal authorities ever like investigated wrestlers' death and stuff like that? Since there's like more wrestling deaths than any other sport.
Yeah, how about that? Yeah, we got more guys falling dead every day than anybody else in any sport.
It's crazy.
And I don't know why they don't. I mean, well, you know, it's really... It'd be different, I guess, if we were like the baseball players have to go up and testify in front of Congress, and, because that's a whole different deal. They're on a, what is it called, where the Congress is in charge of that baseball stuff a little bit. So we, you know, they don't really watch over us,
right?
Because we're non-union, we're independent contractors. And, you know, I guess they'd say, well, as many independent contractor roofer guys dies than there are wrestlers. They're just not as well known.
Huh.
I don't know what's happened to these guys.
That's crazy.
You know, a lot of it is they can't live without the spotlight. They haven't decided that you have to make changes according to what's going on in your life. And if you're not out here working 300 shows a year, in the big arenas and for the big company, then you're going to have to cut back and do things different. And they haven't learned how to do that. Some of them have. Hey, when it's all over for me and the phone stops ringing, I'll just blend back in society. That's all. No big deal.
We did an interview with Billy Gunn, and we talked about the shoot interview you did before. I think it was like a year ago. And he said he never knew he had heat with you or anything like that.
Well, I don't know if I wouldn't call it really heat. I don't guess it was heat. I mean, heat to me is where two guys are kind of at each other, and for some reason, yeah, anywhere's fine.
Okay.
There's cops going from there, right?
Huh.
There he is.
Okay. It wasn't really heat. It was the fact that I don't think Billy understood what I had done in my career and what I could have helped him do there with that thing. And I didn't think he put an effort on it.
Right.
From what I understand, from what he told you and his thing, he felt like I didn't want to work with him.
Right.
I didn't have any problem working with him. I kind of figured they picked the wrong guy. It wasn't him. It was just the wrong guy and wrong timing.
Did you see the interview we did with him, or somebody told you about it?
Somebody told me.
All right, cool.
But no, I don't think there's any heat there.
Cool.
Other than the fact that he probably thinks I didn't want to work with him, and I didn't think that he was the right choice for what they were doing. So,
Gotcha.
Okay, boys, let's get a hot cup of coffee. Shit. Oh. Yeah, black coffee. Yeah? What's that? Same, yeah. One medium latte. Medium.
What do you want? Two? All right. Yeah, can I get 2 apple crumbs and also a sprinkle?
I don't eat the sweets. Yeah, you can throw it in there, John. Right here.
Yeah, I told Joe that we're going to film you before your match, talking over the match, and the match itself, and afterwards, and all that stuff. Stuff in the locker room, just a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, when Sims was setting this up, I told him it's fine with me, but it's not my show. But
Right.
share it with Joe.
Yeah, he said it was cool. He didn't care. I'm throwing him a bone, so.
Well, of course he doesn't care then.
Yeah, exactly. It's not much of a bone, but it's still something better than nothing. Yeah, the last time we were with you was about a year ago. It seems like yesterday.
Yeah, we will be. In fact, I'm going to stay at that Ramada again.
Oh, cool.
I'll be there Friday, Saturday night.
You got a lot of stuff out here this time?
Yeah, I picked up, put together thing today, and then tomorrow was rain day, so I don't have anything for tomorrow.
Oh, that's good.
And then we got an autograph signing on Delaware shows on Friday night, and then an autograph thing up in someplace in New Jersey on Saturday afternoon, and some show in Pennsylvania that Tom Brandy's taking me to
Okay.
on Saturday night.
So you got a lot of stuff.
I was supposed to go to this thing called Valve Fest, a bunch of bands in Ohio, over near Columbus, Ohio, for Sunday. The guys had me advertised. They didn't call until Monday to ask about the plane ticket. And I've not heard from them, so it doesn't look like I'll be going to Ohio.
Huh.
And if that's the case, then he kind of falsely put all this stuff together, which happens. They call you up, you're open for this date? Yeah, they go ahead and start advertising you.
Right.
And they never call you back. And as far as the fans are concerned, or people on the internet, or other promoters, what they do is they say, well, he didn't show up, he didn't make his plane. So now the word spreads all over the world, you no-showed somebody, which is bullshit. I only no-showed one guy.
Ricky
One guy. No. Well,
He called me.
Okay.
He's like, oh, I want to talk to Honky when he's in town. Huh.
What was his take on that?
I don't know. Like, I told him I was going to be with you today, a couple days ago.
Actually, I didn't no-show him. They sent nobody to pick me up.
Yeah, that's what you said on the list.
Yeah.
The one I really did no-show was that the guy that just got convicted and got the big judgment against him in California on that wrestler's death.
Oh, Roland Alexander.
Roland Alexander. Yeah. I was actually I just went and played golf. I said, fuck him. But he got me back because I went to use a ticket at the airport and he'd already canceled it. No, on this other guy from up here, though, up in Jersey, I don't know. I had to check out of the hotel at 11. You know, it was an afternoon show. I don't know why they didn't have... For some reason, he thought the guy that dropped me off the night before was going to pick me up and take me. Well, that kid wasn't even on the show. He lived somewhere in Pennsylvania. He had to leave. So it got all messed up. He had the old gray-haired Ricky the Dragon Steamboat there anyway, so...
What are your thoughts about DiBiase now being back? He's a road agent now.
Boy, oh boy. Hypocrisy. It never stops, does it?
Nope.
You know, they do their thing, I guess. I knew sooner or later McMahon was going to take him back and take some of that group back, because with their little Christian wrestling they were doing, they were giving guys a lot of work. He was running sometimes 3-4 shows a month, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you do that, that's 30-40 shows a year. And if the guys in the locker room are not making a lot of money in the WWE as we speak, and they hear that Ted DiBiase's got these Christian wrestling shows and the guys are getting $1,500, $2,000, $3,000 paydays, you know, they start thinking twice.
Yeah, exactly.
Plus all these older guys were getting a lot of work too. So that's kind of what McMahon does, I think. He's...
Even Steamboat's back now as a road agent.
Yeah. As the world turns there. Never say never in the WWE. Why they make the coffee so hot you can't drink it? I have to pour half of it. You see me pour half the coffee out?
Yeah.
Because you can't ride in the thing in the car and the coffee's full. It's so hot you can't drink it.
You think Batista's going to be the next big thing? Or you think he's going to be a flop?
Nah. I don't see anybody out there right now. There's just nobody to pick the torch up. If there was, if Batista was going to be the next big thing, he might be. I might be wrong, but from what I understand, he was a bodybuilder and just wanted to get into wrestling and told people, hey, I'll do anything to help me. I can't see it. I can't see it right now. He could develop, but he's not one of those breakout guys like Rocky was. You know, Rock was. We talked about this before. The kid had everything before he ever started. He was all set. I don't know that a Hogan-Austin match you're talking about, that could get a little bit of interest, but I don't know.
They never worked, did they? Yeah.
No.
Brett's coming back.
Yeah,
He
but
can't
Brett can't work, though.
Nah,
It was a stroke.
Yeah, he can't wrestle anymore. Plus, I don't think he'd want to spend that time away from that little Italian girl he married. Brett says, I didn't punch and kick hard enough. And my thoughts on that were this. Obviously, Goldberg punched and kicked hard enough that you had a stroke, put you out of the business, gave you such a concussion. Now, I would have to say, Brett, who would you rather work with for the next year? Goldberg every night or me? And I don't know Goldberg. I never met him, but I guess he had a pretty hard kick in Brett's head, maybe.
What are your thoughts on Triple H? And do you think he's as bad as everyone says he is for the business?
Well, I don't know. I mean, gosh, the guy's going to catch it. He's going to catch a lot of flack just because he's in the family, he's married and there, and you know they're going to protect their own, and he deserves to be the champion because he draws. He does pretty good. I don't see anything wrong with what Triple H does.
You think
Not
you married
really.
Steph out of love or political power?
I don't know if you marry someone out of political power. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
You know, what was he doing? Sitting at home or on the planes or in the hotel room scheming, conniving? Hell, why would he marry Steph? Why don't you just go ahead and marry Linda? Get to the real dough. But no, I don't think someone sits around and schemes and connives about, I think I'll try to marry the boss's daughter, or, you know, I just, now, can we say it's love? I don't know. Who knows? Could be. Could not be. Could be one of those arranged marriages.
Never know. I think on the last interview, you were talking about Vince with his impacted, you know what, did you see him get hurt? What was that?
Yeah, you know, that was one of the few shows I saw where he, I guess from what I understand, there was a problem with something going on at the finish or at the end of the match. It wasn't going the way he wanted. He goes out to the ring, and I was doing an appearance for a guy, and I had to sit and watch the show with a bunch of the people. And when he came out to the ring and slid up, I saw him hit his knee. I saw his kneecap, at least the one, catch the corner of that apron. And I told the guy there, he said, boy, he didn't look like that felt too good. I said, no, it didn't feel good. He's hurt. And when he rolled over to try to get up, you could just see the pain on his face. And I've had it happen to me, but not that severe. I mean, I guess he hit his leg so hard, it tore the quadriceps. I was lucky to knock his kneecaps off. Because that's, you know, you try to run and slide in the ring, if you don't have your legs just right, it can be pretty damaging. And he was damaged. I don't know who the two guys were in the ring.
Yeah, I don't remember. Have you been watching the Diva Challenge?
No, I could care less about that. If I want to see tits and ass, I go to the strip club.
You think it's a waste of their TV to have something so long?
I think it's a lack of having anything else to put on TV.
Right.
Obviously, somebody there that's in the mix likes to have the girls there to do that kind of stuff.
The one girl, I think, was Amy Weber. She was ribbed so much by the boys that she quit.
Oh yeah, well that's normal.
They found out she was an escort, I think, in Japan or something.
I saw a clip. I didn't see it off the television. I saw it on the internet, where I guess this one chick, somebody ran up and put a pie in her face.
Oh yeah.
She went fucking nuts, man.
Yeah, yeah.
And they canned her. She got kicked off the show that night.
Right.
I don't know if it had anything to do with a pie in the face, but she was ready to kick some ass.
Huh. Didn't Pat Patterson quit or something over Triple H? He had too much power, you heard?
You know, I never.
He's back now.
It was just one of those little rumors that was going around, but I don't think so. No, Pat's not the kind of guy to quit because there's not too many people in that office that have more power than Pat. You know, other than Vince.
True.
So I don't see that. No.
There's like, what are your thoughts on Ric Flair putting over Triple H?
Ooh.
He's like putting Triple H over, like, you know, huge. Do you think he's doing that because it's a power thing and he knows Triple H has power, or you think he really means that?
He's playing the game.
Flair knows where that bread's buttered. He knows Triple H is his friend. They tend to be tight with each other. Flair knows, you know, his ticket is Triple H, and he's not stupid. You know, he acts stupid. He's not.
You think he's fake at all, or you think he's a real person?
Flair?
Yeah.
When he shakes your hand and smiles, get ready for the knife in the back.
It's Tennessee handshake.
Yeah, I guess that's what they call it. It could be a handshake from anywhere nowadays. This coffee's getting me to be talking faster than Jake Roberts on a crack pipe.
Did you ever read Flair's book at all, or not?
No. I've never read a wrestler's book. I think I told you that before.
Oh, that's right.
When I read the first chapter of Arn Anderson's book, I stopped at a bookstore many years ago, and he didn't say anything about Bob Armstrong pulling off his toupee. So, I mean, in an event like that, why wouldn't you mention that when you talk about your first matches in the business?
Right.
So, no, I don't read them. Simply because they don't ever... for some reason, these wrestling books, there's not a lot of truth in there. There's a lot of made-up stories. And I don't know why Flair took a shot at me in that book. He took a shot at me, said I wouldn't have been anything if it hadn't been for Hulk Hogan. I wouldn't have drawn a dime and this and that. I've been in the business drawing all over long before I ever met Hulk Hogan, so I don't know where Flair got those numbers from.
What are your thoughts on Hogan coming back? Do you think he's just doing it for his PR, for his TV show?
I think it was a trade-off. From what I understand, when he left Madison Square Garden the last time, and he wore the mask, and before he'd go, and then he would go out and he'd pull the mask up, let the people see who he was, pull it up, let the people see who he was. And I know from some young wrestlers that were in the locker room that night that they witnessed the fact that Hogan told us his kid was with him, his son. Come on, get our stuff. Let's get the hell out of here. I'm done with these guys. It was pretty much he was finished with McMahon. And McMahon himself said he couldn't do business with Hogan anymore. But that's the wrestling business. Never say never. I think it was a trade-off for both of them. Hogan could have used the publicity to help his show, and McMahon could use the publicity to help his show. So when the two meet together again, they see dollar signs, you forget all those bad things ever been said.
What about Piper, your friend Roddy?
Piper Nuts.
Yes.
We nicknamed him that Piper Nuts. Boy, he went berserk when we put these emails on the internet, you know. But anytime, if I send you an email, it's not my email anymore. I've sent it to you, and you can do with it what you want.
Right.
So he went nuts on that. Yeah, Piper Nuts. I don't know what's wrong with that guy. I really don't know what's wrong with him. I've not seen him in person in 15 years. But he's back.
Yeah, he came back.
Why they brought him back, I don't know. Once again, but see, these guys they signed for the classic wrestling figure. They signed to do that, and the DVD projects and the books, and that's why they're back. There's a ton of those guys been signed back. They're not really signed to work. They're just signed up to go and do PR stuff. And
right.
Like Superstar Graham, they come to Phoenix and have a show. They bring him out, introduce him, give him a payday.
Did you see the WrestleMania Hall of Fame ceremony they did?
No,
All these guys?
No.
You think they'll ask you to do that?
They had me on the short list. Till when I wouldn't sign for the figure, the stuff, then they kind of got mad at me. I don't know. I don't know what this Hall of Fame thing's all about. I guess they give you a payday, fly you out, give you a payday, bring your wife, you get to have a nice dinner, and food and drinks, and you get a 90-day no-compete clause where you can't work for anybody else. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just not work for anybody else 90 days after I've been in the Hall of Fame. Can you imagine that?
That is crazy if you think about it.
Yeah.
It should be an incentive to do the Hall of Fame. That way
There's always a catch to something that office does. There's never just to go in and do it and be friends and have fun and pat each other on the back and relive some memories. There's always something there to catch you.
Huh.
I'd love to do business with them, but I can't. I just can't do business with them.
What are your thoughts on the whole idea that WWF, they pretty much dropped the whole ICW title for like, I think 2003.
Can you watch those big potholes?
What's that? Yeah,
Did you see that?
Sorry, here's another one.
Holy Christ, went straight up in the air.
As long as you caught it.
Yeah, on the way down.
Exactly.
Okay, what was that?
No, I was saying, what are your thoughts on the ICW title being dropped for a little while back in 2003 and 4, and now they're bringing it back? And don't you think it was pretty stupid how WWE tried to jump the title?
Yeah, it's never been the same since that. And it's going to take somebody with some credibility to come back.
I think they put it on Carlito Colon.
Didn't Sheldon Benjamin have it for like 7 months or something?
Yeah, everyone thought Sheldon, what is it, Sheldon
Benjamin?
He was going to be the
Longest
break
man.
my record? Yeah, right.
What's the record? What's the line?
15 months.
15.
Just short of 15 months, I guess real historians know. Anytime you take a title and you put it on women, or you throw it in the trash, or you throw it off in the river, and you make it to where it means nothing, then it takes years for it to ever really bring it back. You know, if Hogan took the world's title, whichever one they have now,
Right.
they have two, so see, neither one of them mean a damn thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's stupid.
Yeah, neither one means anything. But let's just take, for instance, Hogan takes. Let's say he wins both of them. He beats both of the guys. He takes them. He goes over here to the river, stands up. That's it. I'm throwing these titles away. They're junk. They're no good. They mean nothing. It would take decades to ever make it mean something again. They just haven't found the right person.
Who do you think is the right person? Do you think he's not out there yet? Or do you think he's in the locker room now?
Yeah, I don't think the right person's out there right now. The guys they have are good guys. There's nothing wrong with them. But they've been up and down the card so much that they have no credibility as legitimate champions.
Even John Cena.
Yeah, I don't.
Tries to be The Rock too much.
Yeah.
With his promos, at least.
You done any more shows with the Clowns? We were talking about those last night.
No, they had their big gathering, I guess,
Yeah, I heard
last
about
week
it.
or 2 weeks
Yeah.
ago. They didn't call me for it.
Nah.
One of their guys did call me. What's the one? Rude Boy.
Uh-huh.
Rudy. He called about 2 months ago. It wasn't about the gathering. It was about some other show. He said they were going to start doing shows again. I said, well, keep me posted. But those Clowns, you better get your dough from them quick. So when the show's over, the Clowns are gone.
Yeah, you were talking about last one, like Madman Pondo, and that we're going to book them on some shows coming up.
I saw something on a clip from somewhere where Pondo, I guess, took a.
Last?
Was it where he cut his arm?
Probably.
Why? And just.
Scissors and CZW.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man.
Did you ever see the one with Negro Butcher?
No,
Where
no.
he slammed him off the ladder through all the light tubes, and like the guy's arm almost fell off.
I mean, to me that's ludicrous. There's nobody done any more hardcore than even Pondo. He gives me at least he gives me the grandfather of hardcore, because he said he watched all that stuff I did and we did in Memphis and it made him start doing it. I said, brother, you took this to a different level.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's a whole new era of desecration of the flesh with you. I don't know. Unbelievable what he does. I don't know how he's alive. I don't know. That's a testament to him, I guess.
What are your thoughts on the current weak tag division in wrestling? There's no good tag teams out there anymore.
They did the same thing with the tag belts as they did with the Intercontinental. They switched them back and forth so much to so many different tag teams that just were teams thrown together that the tags mean nothing now. And for some reason they got rid of managers, and without managers, tag teams just aren't as important. You really need that manager with that tag team, especially for a good heel tag team. And there's no managers out. There's no way for young guys to learn how to be managers. Most of the training schools, there's nobody there who knows how to train a manager.
It's true. What are your thoughts on the Iron Sheik and his drug use?
Well, gosh, we all got our skeletons buried all around, and I'm not one to criticize a man that might partake of a few little things on the side. If you had something here today, I might try it myself. If Jake was here and he had the crack pipe, I'd probably hit it. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't mind. I'm not one of these hard shell, better than thou people that's going to criticize somebody for what they do. Iron Sheik, I love that man to death. He's just a great guy. He's done so much. There's not any place you can't go that's just not a good Iron Sheik story. I mean, he has done more to be a legend than anybody I know.
Definitely.
He's a legend in and out of the wrestling business.
Did you get to see the first HBK match against Kurt Angle at all? Did you get to watch that or not?
No.
Okay.
No. I just don't sit down and watch it. He's the most talented guy that I've seen come along out of the out of the amateur ranks in a long, long time. I mean, this guy's, he's good. He's good at everything he does. I think he does a great job when he's a good guy, and he does a great job being the bad guy. He's extremely talented. And he came along really fast, which was good.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw WrestleMania, but basically they had the two top baby faces from Raw and SmackDown both actually grabbed the titles at the pay-per-view. What are your thoughts on that? You think that's good for business, having two baby faces from each company?
Probably not. Nah, because it depends on what they had cooking coming up later down the line, what they needed to do, what they were looking for. When you got good guys, I've always said, unless it's a Hulk Hogan or a Rocky, and you got really good, strong heels, and the people are they come to see the good guy keep the belt because he's so good and the heels are so mean and dastardly and so bad. The people buy a ticket to make sure that they support the good guy, and he keeps the belt away from this old mean heel. And then, if you got really good heels that can carry it, and you got some weaker baby faces, then you let the heel have the belt, and you have the weaker baby faces and try to have them take that belt from that mean old heel. Oh, I'm going to go watch this guy. People bought tickets to see me get beat. People bought tickets to see Hulk Hogan remain the champion. They bought tickets to see him win. That's a total difference in the way that people looked at it. But we had such good heels that when you got a Kamala or you got Andre the Giant or, Cowboy Bob, or it didn't matter who you put in there, these guys were all strong, legitimate, good heels that people were afraid, man, he might have a chance with Hogan. He might take Hogan's belt.
Right.
And so they bought tickets to make sure that they supported Hogan. Whereas with me, they hated me so much, they didn't care which babyface took the belt from me. It could have been Leaping Lanny Poffo, and they would have loved it, or S.D. Jones. I think still the roof would have came off the building.
Is it true that S.D. Jones was rumors that he was had the most groupies of any wrestler?
I don't know. I was never around S.D. away from the building, so I don't know. I know that he did a great Rocky Johnson impersonation, though, of The Rock's dad. I tell you what. Because they were tag team partners, I guess, for a while.
Speaking of Rocky, have you seen any of his movies?
No. He just looks so different, because he's got that Hollywood look.
Yeah.
Where they make you lose 50 pounds. They want you like really, really bony and skinny. And I noticed his prefrontal lobes of his head are, you can see them now because he's lost so much weight.
Do you think he sold out his family by going into Hollywood, or do you think it was a good choice to get out of wrestling?
Oh, gosh, he made the best choice. Holly, when it comes time for somebody to slam you in Hollywood, you stop the camera.
Exactly.
They bring in someone, the guy takes a slam, and you go sit down and watch.
Yep.
So, he made the right choice. Gosh, you can only wrestle so long in Hollywood. He can go forever. I mean, he can go and go. It's like Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods can play golf till if he lives to be 100, he can still play golf.
Do you think Rocky will ever make a comeback in the ring?
I don't know. It's hard to say. It depends on. That movie business is tough also because not every movie is going to be a hit, and pretty soon you might not have anybody calling you. Will he want to come back and do wrestling? I'm sure he can anytime he wants. Cameo appearances for him is all he needs to do now.
What are your thoughts on Steve Austin's brief comeback? Think he'll ever return to the ring again, or?
I don't know. I don't know what his physical condition is as far as the neck injury. Wrestling the right people, he could go on and have a successful career down the line. But to go out there every night and go in with some of these kids that's out there nowadays that's not trained as well, you really are. If you have a serious injury or you got a pre-existing injury, you stand a chance of leaving the business in a wheelchair. Now, he could go out and wrestle with Hogan for 6 months or 8 months or myself or someone that's not going to do any physical damage to him and, have a comeback career, I would suppose.
From, I guess our last interview was last August. Any good stories of Any independent shows, some matches you've done this year?
Oh gosh, I'd have to think here. So, listen, on these independent shows, it's like starting all over. It really is. I mean, they try, but come on, why do they want to put their little? They go get a little smoke machine, to try to make smoke, and it doesn't work, and they get the disco lights going, and and they got the stuff all taped up outside for the curtain, and it falls down, and the matches go forever and ever and ever. This show over here coming over for Joe, they run a real tight show.
Yeah, that's what he said.
It'll be in and out and do it the right way. And a couple of guys do that. Most of them, it's their own little fantasy. They get to be promoter of the day, or they get to be their MWF or whoever they are. They got their little names, and they all got their little belts. They want to be champions. Yeah. I had a guy ask not long ago would I put one of his guys over. I'd said in the match, if you don't mind, we'd like to get his hand raised. He's our champion, and he's back next month with the guy. I said, no, I don't do that. I don't do that. I'm not going out here and put these guys over. For what?
What part of the United States, or maybe what country, do you think you get the best reaction?
Canada.
Canada?
Yeah. For some reason, I always drew very well. Well, I say for some reason, but this is a story I'll tell you guys I hadn't told you before. When I went to the WWFE back then, I came out of Canada, and I had been on a Canadian television, which was equivalent to the cable station that came out of Vancouver, BCTV. No, it was for Al Tomko.
Okay.
The old Sander Kovacs, who Sander just passed away, was his promotion. I had been on that cable TV station, which was equivalent to Turner's TBS years ago, that went across the country.
Right.
I had been on that Canadian television for 6 or 8 months as the Honky Tonk Man, doing the jumpsuit with the black hair, being the bad guy. So all the people in Canada had a taste of me.
Like a jump start of.
Yeah. Whereas the people in the States, the only people who even remotely remembered me would have been the people down in
Tennessee.
No, actually, because I never did this there. It was Pensacola, Mobile, for the Fullers. It was in that section, that area of the country, that they got the first look at me doing this particular thing. Then I went to Canada, did it there. Then I was on that BCTV, which was nationwide, coast to coast on Saturday afternoon, and I was over real strong in Vancouver. So the Canadians had a jump start, yeah.
Who do you think's done more for the wrestling business out of the 4 guys? Hogan, Austin, Rock, or Flair?
Oh, definitely Hogan. Definitely. I mean, they can say, and I know Stone Cold, he's living in the grandeur now, and I guess McMahon even backs it up and says that Austin broke all of Hogan's records. I find that hard to believe, because when you take a guy that worked for the company for 10 straight years like Hogan, it's hard to say that someone came along in 4 or 5 years and broke all his records.
At that time, weren't they running 7 days a week too?
Exactly. Exactly, and the buildings were just as big. The Capitol Center in Washington, D.C. was 22,000. Madison Square Garden was 22,000. The big arena in Cleveland, Ohio up there it seated 20,000. So it's not that the buildings got bigger and they sold more seats that way. Look, Hogan put 93,000 people in a building. Man, it's hard to break that record. Hogan put 60,000 people at the fairgrounds up in Toronto for a match with him and Paul Orndorff. I don't know where they come up with that, and even Austin says he holds all the records. I don't know if that's true. He might in merchandising, but Hogan's merchandise was only sold through mail order catalog from the office or at the building. You had to buy a ticket to get one of those.
Right.
If Austin sold more T-shirts and Rocky sold more T-shirts than Hogan, I guess they did, because they were in every store in America, every store around the world.
True.
So when you put it in that perspective, you say, well, I broke all Hogan's T-shirt records. Well, whoop-de-fucking-do. I guess you could when you got them in Sears and Target and Walmart and Kmart. I mean, you go to the Circle K store, you could find those shirts. But with Hogan, the only way to get that yellow T-shirt was to buy a ticket, or through their program where there was a little order form and you could order it. And I'm not defending Hogan. I'm not knocking Steve in any way because I don't really defend Hogan on a lot of things. But he changed this business. He changed the way people look at this business.
Okay. What are your thoughts on the whole Hardy Lita Edge scenario?
Boy, oh boy. Don't bring your women around the locker room. That's all I can say. Somebody's going to hit on her. I mean, I guess Lita liked to be hit on, maybe, from what I understand. I don't know. There's nothing wrong with it. It's turned into a pretty good angle, I thought.
Are you shocked that WF actually catered to the internet crowd and went with the angle?
I think they really had. It was
good business?
I think so, yeah. It was the one time that they probably did listen to what the wrestling world was talking about, as opposed to going, no, we just fired this guy and let him go on about his merry way. Well, I think they did the right thing there. And that's what they need more of. They need more of that kind of stuff. I don't think that the way that Edge and Lita are doing all the kissing and all that.
Overdoing it.
I think, it's overkill. Yeah. Now what they need to do is have her have an affair with somebody else. Edge and Hardy get together as a tag team.
That'd be good.
Do you think, they said they cater to the internet and all that. Do you think Vince is out of touch with the whole wrestling?
No, he's not out of touch at all. Believe me. This man's got his finger on whatever goes on up there, and no matter what anyone says,
the whole wrestling business.
He knows what's going on. They have always been a company, and if you guys look back in time, they have always done things that we, us mortal men out here, that's on the outside looking in, always question and go, why in the hell are they doing that? That's the silliest shit I've ever seen or heard in my life. But sometimes they do something that's so abstract, and so absurd, and so absolutely nonsense to us, and it works, and we go, well, hell, I guess he must be the genius. Manny Poffo was a genius, not Hogan, not McMahon.
What are your thoughts on ECW coming back for that one-night show?
I think it was just his way of finally putting the final nail in the coffin to the ECW product and saying, that's it, we'll do this thing. The buy rates weren't as great as everybody was saying. I knew it wouldn't be. ECW was, and I never worked for them, but they were an extension of an independent that just ran more shows than a normal independent. They didn't draw hundreds of thousands of people and a big TV audience. They had a small following. It was a good place for guys to go and perfect their craft and learn how to work a little bit in front of crowds. Other than that, they weren't going to make a run at Ted Turner. They weren't going to make a run at McMahon. It's kind of like the Jarrett group. I don't think, McMahon really didn't care about them.
Right.
Because if he wanted to, he'd have squashed them. He'd have put them out of business.
Actually, they're getting on TV with Spike TV. What are your thoughts on that?
It'll help them a little bit, but not a whole lot, because I don't know if you guys have watched it. The product is not very. It's
like WCW.
It's not good. The problem is talent. There's just no talent. You got the big company that's got all the talent, if there is any, and you got this TNA trying to survive with whatever scraps of talent might be left out there. And there's just not any new people. It's the new people you have to have. TNA's not getting new guys, and WWE's not getting any new guys, because there's none out there.
Do you think the novelty of the six-sided ring is stupid for...
It was different. I think it was okay.
You think it
was okay. Yeah, it was different. I didn't see any problem with it. I didn't really watch a lot of their shows. I saw a little bit of one that was done when they did it in Nashville at that building, and it just was real cheesy.
Right.
And I saw little pieces of one they did. It was actually, it's back when, and God bless him, and I miss him to death, and last year I wrestled him on this Wildwood, New Jersey show, Chris Candido. I saw it like it was Chris's first or second time in. I guess it was his first time in because he got beat by somebody, and I saw a little bit later on he got a win in the next show. But even at the Universal or wherever they're filming in Florida, the lighting's better, but it's still it's so small and so cheesy. It just doesn't have that big look to it. And I think wrestling has still got to have that big look on television. It might be okay for Spike. Apparently, they didn't want to pay the demands of the WWE. And I guess the ratings have a lot to do with it too. You know, if your ratings aren't there, you just can't keep charging these guys these big numbers and say, I'm giving you the show and I want part of the commercial time. And when it comes time to renegotiate, the TV people are they're tough.
What are your thoughts on Jim Cornette's firing?
It wasn't surprising because Jimmy's a great talent and a great mind, I think. He understands the wrestling business probably better than anybody out there right now. At his age level, I think Jimmy's around 35 or 40 maybe. He was such a student, and he's dedicated to protecting the integrity of the business, and he didn't fit in with what they were doing. It was just a matter of time. And Jimmy's high-strung about the business. I knew sooner or later he would snap, and when he snaps, he snaps.
Oh, yeah.
But he's such a great guy.
You think Paul Heyman will be good down for the OVW territory? Or?
I don't know what Paul knows about. I mean, he's not anywhere near Jimmy Cornette as far as the wrestling business, I don't think. Paul, he took a product and did very well with it for a while. You know, here's the thing I look at. How smart are you to let your company go out of business? You obviously did something very wrong. That's the way I look at it. Unless you can be a man and say, I destroyed the thing because I was tired of playing with it. I didn't want it anymore, so I destroyed it.
Right.
It's the same WCW scenario. How can all these people say it was run wrong? All you guys were there. I mean, you guys were there. How can Hogan say it was run wrong? He was there. He had creative control over what he did. And the company goes down the tubes.
You said like last year you'd be surprised if TNA was even still around. Do you think they'll ever go bankrupt?
No, I think they have investors. Somebody's got money put into it, and it'll only be gone when whoever's got the money says, that's it, I'm cutting the money off here.
Right.
So they've survived longer than I thought they would. They really have.
Actually,
it's like I said last year, I didn't figure they'd be around, but they've made it. I think if they get past a 3 or 4 or 5 year plateau,
right,
they might be able to continue on.
What are your thoughts on TNA finally de-emphasizing Jeff Jarrett off of TV a little bit?
Well, you know, I'm sure it didn't sit well with him, maybe, but from what I understand, it might have been a call from the people that had the money that said, look, we're going to have to try to change this product a little bit. You have to constantly do that. It's not like the old days where you know, Jeff worked for his dad down in Memphis, and he was always in and around the top matches, because people see through it. They'll stop watching. You know, if I was on the TV every week as their champion, every week, people get tired of listening to that bullshit.
What was the story with Jarrett? Kind of got swept under. Didn't he get caught in an airport?
Yeah, caught with the
crack pipe or something?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, I guess he had some paraphernalia on him, and it's funny. His old man had done an interview about a month before that or something with Wade Keller or somebody from one of those pro wrestling torch, and said Jeff had never taken any steroids, never did any drugs, and well,
oops.
Yep. You got to be careful sometimes when you start making those kind of statements.
any contact with Jerry Lawler over last year?
No, none whatsoever. No, I just noticed that he's losing more and more of his hair in the front up there. So,
it's a crazy story about his house going to get robbed.
yeah. Plus you know, here's a guy. He goes out and does this thing and says, "Yes, my friend Jackie Fargo told me not to bring your wives or girlfriends into the business, and I should have listened to him." And that was when the cat ran off, right?
Right.
Now he's got his new girlfriend, and him and his new girlfriend, his second ex-wife and the co-promoter in Memphis, they have a match against each other.
Jeez.
Well, I don't guess you listen to old Jackie Fargo about bringing your wives and girlfriends in the business.
Have they ever contacted you to do those nostalgia shows down there? And
No.
What do you think about their business? I mean, they
No,
really
they
good.
do okay with it. No, they're not going to call me. Of course not. Not now. I mean, well, let's never say never. I think it'll be good for them.
Right. Definitely.
But
Are you surprised with the numbers and nostalgia of a company like that strong?
you know, it seems to be the only thing that's drawing nowadays anywhere across America.
Like in Alabama?
Yeah.
Good down there. Did they ever contact you?
Yeah, I was there. I've not. I did the one for the Terry Gordy Memorial, and then the lady that was running that, she decided to do these shows, and she put one together.
Is it Dothan?
I don't know how the Dothan one did. That wasn't hers. The one in Birmingham did about 1,800 people.
Was that Boutwell?
No, she ran it over at another place. The Boutwell, they've not had one there.
Right.
It seems that these particular shows do better than the average independent show.
Right. Like in the Carolinas too.
Yeah. Even so much that obviously WWE feels the same way. They brought a bunch of guys back. Somebody said Kamala was on TV again not long ago.
Yeah, they had him doing the diva search. What are your thoughts on Dusty Mike going up to help out?
There again, that's Dusty signed. I guess he signed their little contract to do the DVDs and the movies and the stuff.
Is he done with TNA?
Yeah, he's done with TNA. I just don't see, Dusty's booking in TNA. He really didn't help the company. They fired him.
Exactly.
So I guess Vince says, well, I'll show him. I'll take Dusty up here. I'll show him what a real great talent he really is. I'll put him on the creative team. So that creative, listen, there's only one creator up there.
Yeah.
What do you feel about them bringing in the Hollywood writers and like pretty much like Marks almost?
There's so many guys that's legends in the business that could be there writing stuff and pitching ideas. Even if they didn't fly them in to do it, they could pitch them from home, from the phone. That understand the wrestling business and the clientele that buy wrestling tickets. The one time I was watching the show and my wife was there and she just finished watching one of her soap operas that she tapes and watches it back at night. And how they did the cutaway for the interview. They cut into the interview, and then the way they cut out is exactly the same way as they do these soap operas. And I said, that's how they're doing the wrestling now. She said, what? Yep, that's how they're doing it. One of the best interviews, I guess, that's been done in a long time. I'm not patting Hogan and Shawn Michaels on the back, but I guess the one with Hogan, with Mean Gene and them, was one of the best interview segments they had on TV in years.
Yep.
Because it was an actual wrestling interview where the guy was standing there with the microphone and tell us about the match, and he's talking about the match. It's not all this goofy staring at each other in the face, and then all of a sudden they walk out and you're dumbfounded. It's a different way of doing it. I don't think it appeals to wrestling fans. I don't.
Isn't Triple H now on the writing team too, I think?
Oh, I'm sure. I've heard he was doing some backstage stuff and helping direct and do things like that. Which, I mean, if you're married to the boss's daughter, you need to learn that part of the business. Because sooner or later, you're going to have to take over.
Take Murdoch.
Did you do the Legend show in Tampa?
No, that guy, Rob Russin, I told him to go to hell about 10 years ago. He probably won't ever call me. I don't know what happened. He fell out. The last thing I heard he did was, remember that Mark Gastineau, the football player?
Yeah.
He put on a boxing match with Gastineau somewhere.
I remember
And that was the last I ever heard of Rob Russin. And then all of a sudden he pops back up with these guys and some guy named Sal.
Sal Corrente.
They say that I know this guy, but they never call me.
Sal Corrente, he's like friends with like Nikita and all that.
They got some little clique going there that Diamond Dallas Page and all those guys are doing it and do them all. to have a reunion in the Carolinas. I was never wrestled in the Carolinas, so as far as the old NWA, the Crockett promotion, so I wouldn't mean anything there anyway.
Are you surprised that Eric Bischoff lasted this long in WWE?
Yes, very much surprised. I'm surprised he hadn't had the shit beat out of him by a whole bunch of guys. But that just shows that the guys that were really, really mad at him and said they hated him and all the stuff they said when they left the other company and came over, that then they weren't man enough to confront this guy and say, okay, you're an asshole and we don't want you around here. We're going to make life miserable for you. Years ago that would have happened. Now, obviously, they just tuck their tail and going about their business. I guess, to give Flair his credit, I guess he did have words with Bischoff a few times.
Yeah.
To give him a little credit for having some backbone. But some of the other guys that said all those things about Eric Bischoff when they left that company, and then when Bischoff shows up, they kind of cowered down.
Do you think that Monday Night Raw is the A show and pretty much SmackDown's the B show? How would you go about changing that?
Josh, it's hard to do because of the way the television's set up. Obviously, the SmackDown is sold to UPN, and the Raw show is going to be sold out of USA, so they want a total different look, a total different product, and that's what makes it hard. Who do you pick to go over and be on the other show? Who do you pick? I think they need to do a little bit more cross-promotion and get some more interest. But then the TV people aren't going to like that. Right. It's a conflict of interest with television stations because they want to have the #1 show. Believe me, the UPN people want SmackDown to be just as strong in the ratings or stronger than they are with the Raw show. And it's a juggling act that's going to be hard. It's hard to do when you split the talent.
Do you think it's stupid how, they play each off each other when everybody knows it's the same company?
Yeah, I don't think you should do that. I think they should just let it be known it's the same company and, build some issues there with guys, how the guys knocking the SmackDown crew. You're a bunch of B-leaguers. You're not up in the big leagues. This is the show. This is it. We're not on this other, kind of make it, get guys after you at each other's throats. And then you create interest.
Speaking of Spike TV, what's your thoughts on the reality show, the UFC shows?
I've seen a little bit of the UFC stuff. It's not bad. And I like the way Spike does it. They say something about, what is it? Roller derby's not real, wrestling's not real, but this is real. Kind of knocking the wrestling show that's eventually going to leave them. But it's been pretty good. I don't mind. The only thing I don't like about the UFC stuff is sometimes the matches end real fast, and sometimes there's a lull where they kind of lay around and there's not a lot of action.
It's hard to book.
Yeah.
Shoot, you don't know.
Yeah. Well, it's not really real.
Do you think it's bad how they have a couple of the guys on there? I mean, they're crazy looking. Do you think it's bad for a company to be on a national TV show and have guys who are kind of almost over the edge and a real fight?
Well, I mean,
I think it draws fans.
Yeah, it draws fans, yeah, but I think there'll be some.
I don't think everyone should have, chopped off hair and the bodybuilder look either, like they're portrayed in some of these organizations. It takes every kind. I think the more you can show the public that the average Joe can get out here and do this stuff, the more interest you're going to have in it. It's the only way to get new people. If you're looking at television and you're saying, I can never go to the WWE, all they got there is a whole bunch of bodybuilders, and I'm never going to be a bodybuilder. So you hurt your talent pool.
Do you think it's sad, or is it good that HBK and Hogan, who are the most over people right now in the company, are getting pushed?
It just shows that you got two people that have a real strong drawing power, obviously. I don't think if HBK, if the showstopper, the Heartbreak Kid, if after his long absence came back and got into a program with Hogan, it would mean as much. He's been back on TV long enough now to have established himself as a legitimate contender. You see, so he's built his steam and his heat now has been built over. He's been back for what, over a year and a half,
Probably,
2 years almost. So I mean, it was a case of just reestablishing who he was and what he could do, and he's been fed some good programs.
What are your thoughts at the Hogan HBK matches, like the main event at SummerSlam? What does that say for the guys who have the titles?
Well, what it says is these two guys are they're gonna show us how it's supposed to be done, which they were there last year. Hogan worked in WrestleMania last year, right?
I think he did.
He was there.
Was that?
Went out and had a match.
WrestleMania?
Yeah.
The last one? Yeah, that was my question.
So it's
Muhammad Hassan,
So it's not a case of Hogan coming in as this long-lost character and taking over a spot from these guys. There again, he's been reestablished also. He spent a year in that company doing different stuff.
Right.
He's not been off TV that long. He was back and did the WrestleMania, and he did the Captain America thing and some more stuff. So it'd be like if The Rock came back next week and got into a program, and they got him ready to be the main event at WrestleMania. The guy's still over. What does it say about the other guys on the card? It says you guys are better figure out something that's going to make you a cut above, that's going to make the people look at you and say, I want to go watch this match with this guy, and makes the office, the company, push you in that position. It's just something the other guys probably haven't found yet.
You think Hogan and Shawn have another title run in them, or you think that?
Sure. I'm sure they could, yeah, but I don't see it happening. Well, Hogan's not going to put in that time and effort.
Right.
And eventually somebody's going to have to do the job, and I'm interested who's going to do the job.
Yeah, exactly.
They'll do Hogan.
In fact, on my website, I have a question. We changed the site around a little bit where instead of the fans asking me questions, I get to ask them a question, and they give me the answer. So one of my questions last week was, who's going to do the job?
Exactly.
Who's going down in this one, Hogan or HBK?
What are your thoughts on Bret Hart being teased now for maybe the finish? Obviously, he's not. But
Never say never. Bret, I guess Bret's idea was to go back and do this DVD project and do this thing. It's because he knew that they're going to do this DVD project anyway, with him or without him. And if he wasn't on board, they were going to do it like they did the Warrior, the self-destruction of the Warrior.
right.
Well, the guy didn't self-destruct, but that's the spin they're putting on it.
Right.
So, I mean, God only knows what they would have said about Bret Hart. God only knows what kind of interviews they would have had of people on there.
All right.
They're going to do the project no matter what. So I think it was a smart move on his part to go back and start to get this thing settled.
What are your thoughts on the picture that he did with Vince, the handshake picture?
Well, never say never, but it's like I said, they were going to do the project either with him or without him.
Did you see that picture?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was. That wasn't a bad picture. Both of them smiling like nothing ever happened.
What's your opinion of WWF dropping the Arab characters, Muhammad Hassan and all that?
I don't like, and I can promise you this: nobody tells McMahon what to do, and this sooner or later he's going to bring these guys back out whenever the time is right. Because no television executive is going to tell him who to put on TV and who not to put on TV. And I don't think it was right that the TV people said, we don't like these. Next thing, what if they said, we don't like Hogan anymore? We don't like the bodybuilder guy there, Batista, we don't like him. You can't have these people from outside telling you who to book and who not to book. I don't know if I said it the last time we talked, but I always said it was just a matter of time before they did this Iranian, the Sheik gimmick again. Why they waited so long, I don't know. And I knew they were going to. They have to, because it's the hot button issue right now. We're in the entertainment business. All we're doing is putting entertainment out there. It's no slap on the Iranians, the Iraqis. It's no slap on the U.S. troops or anything. I think the troops would have loved it. They would have loved to have seen Sergeant Slaughter come running out there you know, and have the Iron Sheik managing the guy, you know, get some real heat. But it's such a hot button issue right now. It was too hot for the public. Too bad because somebody said those guys were the bulletproof gimmick. Yeah, they better be. Somebody would have killed them.
What are your thoughts on Brock Lesnar? You think he'll be back?
Eventually. Yeah. The WWE never likes for someone to walk out of that business, out of their company on their own terms. When you leave there, they won't. It has to be them pushing you down the steps in the wheelchair, not you rolling yourself away on your own.
Right. What are your thoughts on Road Warrior Animal returning?
That was a good one because they had this big show planned in Puerto Rico. These guys from Queens, New York.
Yeah, with Shamrock and
they had a big show planned down there. They flew all these guys down to the big press conference, shot an angle where the Barbarian and the Warlord threw Road Warrior Animal through a table and had the ambulance come take him away. And Road Warrior Animal, I guess, was kind of helping book the whole thing. Then all of a sudden he's gone. He's back on TV, and the show never happened in Puerto Rico. They blamed it on the weather.
Right.
Nah, the weather had nothing to do with it. I heard the guy lost 30 grand before he ever started.
Wow.
Sure. What are your thoughts on Gene Snitsky's character at all?
He's done a real good job with it. I knew Gene a couple of years ago. I was on a USO tour with him, and he was doing the Patriot thing there. And he's pretty talented. I saw that. He's a big kid too. He's 6'4", 6'5", 260, 270. He's done real good with it. I think he could take it a little bit further and kick it up a notch. He's going to have to if he's going to be a major player. I don't know what else they can do with Kane. Kane's done a wonderful job doing all the stuff he's done. I don't know what else they can do with him.
Speaking of guys like Kane being on top for so long, are you shocked that Undertaker's still on top?
Yeah, in a way. I never thought it would last that long, but he's obviously done something right to the right people. I don't know if he still has the ability to be a main event player and draw on top. It's hard to say.
You think Vince respects anybody that's ever worked for him? Like, who's the one guy you think Vince actually respects the most?
Gosh.
Worker-wise.
Respect coming from up there, I don't know if there's such a word. I think it's only a temporary thing they use.
Right.
You know, I respect you. I really like you. Fire that son of a bitch.
You don't think there's anybody that Vince likes at all?
Jake.
Yeah. I don't. You know, that's hard to say. I've never been in his mind to where I know whether he likes me or not. You know, there again, that's a handshake you better be watching out for. You know, back to the Undertaker. I think you should have maybe try Hogan or Undertaker and Hogan, see how that plays out. The Shawn Michaels thing's okay. Shawn's just too small to be in the ring with Hogan. Just too small, really. I think Hogan needs a bigger guy. Yeah, and it should have been an Undertaker or Kane, but I guess Kane's a good guy now. You know, Undertaker could have turned bad and came back.
Right.
I like to see the big guys go at it, as opposed to seeing Hogan in with the smaller guys. Hogan had a match with Kurt Angle the other night.
Yeah.
That had to be looking at it on TV, because Kurt's not a big tall guy anyway, and he's definitely not on steroids. So Hogan had to just tower above him.
What are your thoughts on Jake when he did the one thing with Randy Orton?
Well, Jake had just got back to the country, had just been arrested twice in one day.
Yeah.
I heard that the people this is Rob Russ and these guys. I don't know if Russ was involved at that point, but the people that put on the Legends thing in Tampa put up to 10 grand for the bail money or something. Whether that's true or not, I don't know.
Wow.
They put up to 10 grand for the bail money. Jake got out of jail and came up and did that. Jake needs a hip surgery, so I heard he goes back to McMahon, does that thing, signs back on. Who knows? Maybe the office paid for the hip surgery in lieu of Jake doing a few things for the office. Who knows?
Huh.
I wouldn't think Jake had health insurance or something that would take care of an operation like that.
Do you like the Carlito Colon character at all, or you think it's just a ripoff of Razor Ramon?
It's okay. It's different. The hairstyle is what makes him.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, there's something, just the hairstyle alone makes him different from the other guys there, and it's getting him recognized and getting him noticed, and he does a pretty good job. He's not really polished yet. He's not the greatest of all time.
What's your opinion of his father, Joe Vika? You worked down there.
Joe Vika, I never really particularly cared about.
You trust him?
I just knew that, you know, Joe Vika was, I don't know what he did with the money. He just sure didn't give it to me. But Carlos was okay. He was fine. I had a lot of good matches with Carlos and drew a lot of money there with him.
Right.
Where do you see wrestling going? Do you think there's any big dream matches left?
Could be. Yeah, I think these, like I said, the Undertaker Hogan would be good.
Austin Hogan.
Austin Hogan would
Flair
be
Hogan,
good.
maybe again?
No, I don't know. Flair's been on TV too much. That takes away from him. He's kind of in the same predicament as a lot of guys there that's on contract. It's just too much TV.
Right.
He's been on way too much, and I don't think he would bring that special kick to the table. I don't know. Who could you bring out of the woodwork nowadays?
What's your thoughts on Flair? I guess he still does like all the house shows, works the matches and everything.
He obviously loves what he's doing. I mean, or he needs the dough. It's easy money for him because he goes out and does what he wants to do, and just traveling on the road, that's all he's ever done. So that part's not hard. But you know, a lot of guys say, "Oh, the road's hard. This is hard." No, it's not. That's what we do. The hard part is having to go out here and struggle on an independent show with some kid you never seen before. These muscle up me weighs 300 pounds. That's the hard part.
In a really horrible ring.
Yeah, in a horrible ring and horrible situation.
Have you seen anybody on the indie scene that's caught your eye at all?
Not in the last year or so. Not in the last 2 years, really.
Have you seen CM Punk's work at all? Or Matt
No, I
Striker?
haven't seen him. I haven't seen anybody in Europe. The Europeans, the English and the Europeans are the same as here in the States. I've just not seen, and the Canadians the same way. There's just not any really good boys around.
What are your thoughts on Ultimate Warrior being a public speaker now?
Boy, he knows how to get some heat, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Didn't he like?
What was the deal with that? I forget.
I don't know. I guess he made some comments about
Homosexuals. And
yeah,
stuff?
yeah. So,
That's not what.
That's what she said.
You have to. I think if you read some of his interviews, especially the ones he's done about the WWE and about McMahon and some of those things that's happened, behind the scenes stuff, you get a better understanding of him. His public speaking, I don't know. I've not listened to one of his speeches, what he speaks about. I know that you can't go out and do it like a wrestling interview. I think sometimes he gets really wound up, starts screaming aloud, yelling. I got along well with Warrior.
Have you ever run into him out?
No, one time we had a show and he was on in Las Vegas, and something happened and he split. The guy didn't have the money or something.
Did you ever see Sting's new video?
No.
Did you hear about it?
No. Not how it came about or anything. I've not heard
about how
anything.
he's a born again in the video, and it's like this whole thing was pretty insane.
Listen, I don't know this born again business. I don't know. I just don't get me started on this religion thing now.
What about Vince Russo's Ring of Glory?
Vince Russo. Boy, Cornette had nothing good to say about him.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, old brother. Vince Russo found the Lord after he's destroyed a lot of stuff in our business. Here's a guy who was a flash in the pan. It came out of nowhere, fucked everything up, and now he's found God because there's probably so many people going to beat the shit out of him. Literally. You know, he never says anything about the Hogan deal other than, yeah, Hogan was part of it and it was all happened. But he never said nothing about the settlement. It was settled, or he's still being sued. Or I found God, and I'm a changed man, so maybe they won't inflict so much monetary damages on me for what I did to Hogan. You know, that's nothing wrong with going out and calling somebody an old bald-headed son of a bitch.
Do you think with the majority of the wrestlers with this whole born again, do you think it's just like a cop-out or it's just BS?
Well,
what do you think?
Desperate men do desperate things, and if they can find work, if they have to toe the Bible to do it, that's the nature of the wrestlers. That's the nature of these boys and girls. I guess Luna's even doing it now. She's on the tour. Can I be born again? Well, if they were real men of God, they'd try to born me again, I guess. They did call me when they came out to Phoenix for their gathering. Now, none of DiBiase's crew called me, but the guy that actually put it on, he called and invited me to come down. But I was booked and going out of town, so I'm not ready for that nonsense. Listen, I still like to do stuff like anybody else that gets in the wrestling business or sports entertainment business. I have my little vices, you know, that I do. I get my little bottle of whiskey or wine or beer, you know, and smoke a little marijuana on the side here and there, snort a little coke, hit the crack pipe with Jake Roberts, look at the girls, you know, wish I could do the things I used to do.
Do you think bringing religion into wrestling, I mean, religion has its place, wrestling has its place, do you think it's just kind of, I don't know what the word would be?
I don't think the two go together at all.
Right.
I don't think they even, why even put the two? Why don't you, if you want to be an evangelist, go out and be an evangelist. Why don't we just set up a 50-yard football field and go out there and play football and then talk about religion? You know, let's have a baseball game and we're all born-again baseball players and we're going to play on Sunday afternoon and take up a collection and then we're going to talk about religion. I don't know where the wrestling part come into it or how it came into it or why.
Do you think maybe because promoting is tax-free and
well,
a lot of write-offs?
Well, of course. There's a lot of tax-free nonsense with that. That's one that's always slipped through the cracks with our government. You know, they pick on some people with taxes and fees and licenses, and then other people can fly on the radar screen. But that's a whole other issue. Believe me, I promise you this, sooner or later, McMahon is going to tap into that religious angle. Because he's got them all working there. You got Road Warrior Animal. He's born again with Ted DiBiase. You got DiBiase there. You got Sean. I don't know that. No, I don't think they've converted him. Who else is behind the scenes over there walking with their Bibles?
I don't know about Arn. Is Arn?
I don't know. Whatever. He did his rehab thing and came out of it and is living a low profile.
What's your opinion of a guy who's in the spotlight there now, Johnny Ace?
Terry Funk's got nothing good to say about that boy.
Why? What are you saying?
He don't like him for some reason. You'll have to get Terry in the car and let him talk about Johnny Ace. You know, I don't know where Johnny Ace got all this power. Here's a guy who never really worked in the States,
right,
who never drew any serious money, who got to Japan and wrestled over there, which, I mean, who's to say Japan was easier or harder to work than anywhere else? And working in Japan has nothing to do with it. All he did as far as booking over there was bring over American guys.
Right.
That's not really booking. Does he know anything about talent? He obviously don't know a fucking thing about me, because you don't call me on the phone, Johnny Ace, and leave a message telling me that don't squander away an opportunity like Chavo Guerrero. And I saw Chavo since the last time I talked to you guys. I saw Chavo and I said, yeah, let me tell you what this Johnny Ace did. He calls me up and he says, leaves a message on my phone, and I let Demolition Axe listen to the message. I said, come here, you got to listen to this shit. You're not going to believe it. So Johnny Ace is saying, yeah, we got this, so you have this opportunity to come in. It might turn out to be something. I would hate to see you squander away an opportunity. I never met this guy in my life, but he'd hate to see me squander away an opportunity. Who the hell is he? He doesn't know me. He doesn't know anything about me. How does he know what I'm squandering away? Why don't you tell me what I'm squandering away then, Mr. Talent Relations? Tell me you're squandering away a $150,000 contract. You're squandering away $1 million. We got it right here on the table. Come and sign it. Fuck, he didn't say that. I'd hate to see you squander away an opportunity like Chavo Guerrero did. And Chavo said, what the fuck I got to do with it? I said, yeah. I ain't seen Chavo in 15 years, and this is what I have to talk to him about. Johnny Ace calling and telling me he'd hate to see me squander away an opportunity like Chavo.
What do you think he wanted you to do?
They wanted me to come up and put that Randy Orton over on that deal.
Yeah.
Fly up to Winnipeg and put him over in a short 3-minute squash match.
Huh.
Unbelievable. But what was the... Here's the question I'm asking. What was the opportunity that I squandered away? What was it? So he tells Bushwhacker Luke down in Puerto Rico, they go down there and run a show, I guess, and Bushwhacker's there. But he used to, this Johnny Ace used to be the flag bearer for the Bushwhacker.
Florida.
Anyway,
and NWA.
Bushwhacker, I guess Bushwhacker asked him about calling me, and he says, yeah, we had big plans for him. We had a lot of things going, a lot of good stuff we're going to do with him. He just didn't call us back, didn't want to do it. I said, that's bullshit, Luke. They didn't say anything about plans. They said we got a 3-minute squash match in Winnipeg, and they'll pay you $500. I told them to blow me.
Right.
I made more than that on picture money, for Christ's sakes. But don't tell somebody else that I squandered away something and they had big plans. What if you got plans for me? If RF Video's got big plans for me, I'm sure you're going to tell me, listen, we got some big plans for this thing. You're not going to say, oh, you're missing a great opportunity.
Right. You're going to tell you what it is.
Yeah. Or to tell me, I'd hate to see you squander it away, and I've never met you before in my life. Why does he give a shit what I squander away? So that's my deal with Johnny Ace. Maybe I'll send him a copy of this. He can listen to it.
I'll bring you in. What guys do you still talk to in the business?
I talk to Luke Bushwhacker periodically, not as much as we used to. Tom Brandy periodically. Other than that, Earthquake.
How's he doing?
Will send me an email. Good. He's in remission right now, from what I understand. In fact, I just sent him an email a couple of days ago because I'm going to Cloverdale, British Columbia, which is real close. I was in that town the first night I ever met him when he was like 19 years old. So I sent him an email letting him know I'm going up there to see some of his old friends. Hopefully he'll write me back and let me know. But the last I heard was he was in remission. He had a spot on his lung, a lung cancer type thing. And the last I heard, he went back to the doctor, and the doctor said if they didn't know where to look, they wouldn't have seen anything. So he's happy about that. Hey, see that? Oh, that's a hot one. Yeah, baby.
You think the business is better off in 1995, or you think it's going to be better off in the year 2015?
It's hard to say. It goes in such cycles. It might stay down for 3, 4, 5 years. It could stay down 10 years. It might bounce back and be bigger and better than ever. That's a funny thing about really sports and entertainment. And I say sports because the wrestling part of it doesn't. You have to. It is a certain element of sports involved. But when you look at sports on a pro level, on the amateur level, sometimes we win gold medals, sometimes we don't. We might go years without a gold medal in certain events, and then we start to dominate. Entertainment, you don't know when you make that $100 million movie, if it's even going to break even, if it's going to go skyrocket to the moon. You don't know. And in the wrestling business, it's such a fickle industry. You just don't know. It's such a crapshoot that you got to be absolutely insane to promote it. And I never got along with promoters because I knew what they did.
Right.
But their job is to promote. Their job is to give me $1 and them take 20. That's their deal. And that's why I never got along with them. But they got a lot bigger balls than me because they actually did go out and promote. And that is a crapshoot. I just told a promoter the other day. He says, yeah, I'm trying to do this, and I'm pumping all this money into this thing, and I hope it works. I said, you'd probably be better off in Vegas with your money. You stand a better chance of winning.
Sure.
Where will it be in 2015? I hope I'm still around doing it.
Have you heard anything on Ted Turner starting up another company?
No, I think that was a Hogan fart in the wind. I think that was one of them Hogan rumors. Now, I'm not sure if Hogan was behind that, but
maybe about 4 or 5
the old huckster knows how to play those behind-the-scene games too. It's well documented that he's a real player in the locker room.
Maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I guess they had that Jimmy Hart company in Tampa.
Yeah.
You were involved with that? Or?
No, I call that the Coke League.
Right. So did they have like some offices?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, they had a big office, and they all were.
did they run like West Texas and have like 50 people? on the show?
Yeah. They real brilliant. Really brilliant. Now, who could they blame on the demise of that company? And then I saw Valentine the other night. First time I seen Valentine in about a year. And he totes the Bible too. You know, he says he doesn't try to drink or curse or lie anymore. I said, well, you don't have to have the Bible to do that. Just stop doing it. Anyway, I said, who do you blame for the downfall of that company? Oh, it was just run real bad. These guys, they were putting everybody on contract. Well, who was doing it? You guys were involved. It was the same old WCW scenario. They want to all blame each other.
Right.
You know, this guy was in charge, and this guy didn't want to do this, and this guy wanted a bigger office than this guy. Come on.
When that Hogan show, they had, was it Sags?
Brian Knobs.
Brian Knobs. Did you ever have any run-ins with the Nasty Boys?
Not really. No, not really. They were always okay with me. They got in. They were part of that XWF. They were running that show. Why they went to West Texas and those places like that?
Man.
I mean, nobody can draw there. Nobody.
There's no people there.
It's in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, they had a big card.
Did like
Unbelievable. 50 people.
$25,000 like for the boys and everything.
Well, yeah, everybody there was making $5,000.
You think a guy like Bill Watts could be in today's WWE or not?
Nah, his time had come and gone with the way he did business. You can't be a bully anymore. You can't go in screaming and cursing at people because society has changed. The wrestlers have changed. There's a lot of women working there now. There's all this. There's tons
Lawsuits.
of this equal rights and lawsuits, and you gotta really be careful now. WWE's gotten away with a lot of stuff that they probably shouldn't be able to get away with behind the scenes, locker room stuff. But I just don't know how you fix it. I don't know how you fix it.
Yeah, they're in the medical office.
Everyone's here.
Yeah, I pretty much know.
Okay, yeah. Those are the cameramen. That's a camera crew.
Okay.
Let me see the lineup. First show is with. What's the next? Okay. I want to welcome everybody here to Wildwood tonight. Basically, our regular crew, they know who they are. J.R. Ryder, I think it's your first time down here for us. Welcome to Wildwood. Jojo, good to have you back from Dog Carnival. And of course, everybody just flew in, and I'm sure his arms are tired. The great Honky Dunk Man.
Just got my clothes.
Just got my clothes.
Cameraman had them.
It's a real easy down here, basically. You know, it's basically all family. I don't have to go through it. No indications with the down by the crotch area. No cursing. Work the crowd. Have a lot of fun in the first show. First show, we're a little bit more lenient with time. Second show is going to be a little bit tighter. There will be no meeting for the second show. Second show is going to be a little bit tighter. But again, have some fun with the people in the first show. First show attendance is usually light. The second show is going to be usually a little bit heavier. Basically, ground rules for the locker room are we share the locker room with the lifeguard station down here. Please, after the lifeguards leave, basically, whatever litter you leave around, just throw it down into the garbage can. That's all I ask. There's ice cold waters in the freezer, refrigerator, the ice cube drawer, anything I missed. Basically, again, if you have family down here, they have to be out by the bleachers. They have a list down here of names. That's all we can ask for you. Guys, have a great show. RF Video, welcome down here tonight. Have a good time shooting. Let's have a great show. Just be comfortable. I got to get some radios. We're going to start a little bit after sunset.
Yes.
All right. What request your 7-Eleven bits?
Oh, I know, bro.
So we go with the rider. On the first bout, you're going to come out in the back of the lifeguard truck. All right? We're going to drop you right in front of the stands. You can walk this around right from there. From the bleachers. Yeah, first bout. You'll come out to the back of the lifeguard truck. They drop you right in front of the ring.
All right. Whoop.
Yep.
Yeah, we're not even exchange. I'll hit you once. Yeah,
Hardest
yeah,
part
I'll hit you
sometimes
once. You hit me, I hit you twice.
Just getting dressed.
You hit me, and on the third one you block me.
Sometimes the hardest part's getting undressed.
I'll reverse you.
But since this is independent, you know,
Yeah.
I kind of
Kick your knee. So let's take this.
do whatever I want to do
I'll wrap it on the rope.
Yep.
I'll take it
Come
outside
prepared.
the pool.
Oh, yeah.
in case.
I'll wrap the knee and stuff like that. He's going.
Got enough there? I'm on the road for 4 days. What are you talking about? Anyway,
You have to get a couple more crosses off.
There's that break in between shows tonight. So.
sometimes the liquor stores are closed. Sometimes the beer stores are closed, especially up here on the East Coast. You go to Connecticut or Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, everything closes, so then you got to go to the bar.
We got the blue laws here
Yeah,
on Sundays.
So you always come prepared. You bring your own stuff. So I bring my stuff on my bag.
Food too.
My food, yeah. Of which the,
Just as long as it doesn't get locked in.
as long as it's not locked in the truck,
Yeah, I don't know who would do that.
cameraman, whoever the cameraman is,
He's fired.
he had my food. He was gone for an hour while he ate and had his food. Got a cold baked potato, some ham and baby doo-doo roll up, and a couple of hard-boiled eggs.
You find preparing your own food on the road is.
Something there, you know, just in case you don't get to eat. And then I got a little tequila with Gatorade here. No wonder it's hot in this building. And I watch these guys put this match together over here. Holy
That's
shit.
it now.
If y'all do all that stuff, I won't even have to go out there.
I gotta fill 10 to 12. 10 to 12.
Do you really? How much time you got up there for me?
You got 10 in each match.
Bullshit.
But I'm telling you what, Friday night you can have.
That includes the introduction too, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Friday night you can have as long as you want.
Don't you worry.
As long as intro as you want. As long as
I like the long intro. Yes, sir. That's
And a
all.
half-a-mile ride to the
Yes,
ring.
because see what you got to understand is as soon as you make that announcement, I'm on the clock. As soon as I walk through that curtain, I'm on the clock. I had a guy in California one time. He booked me with a Tonga Kid. Remember the Tonga Kid?
Yeah.
Well, Tonga Kid weighs 500 pounds now, Samoan, right?
Does he?
Oh, shit, yeah. Anyways, he got me booked with this 500-pound Samoan. So he tells me, he says, hey, it'd be great. Why don't you go out and sing your song at the beginning of the show, get them all fired up? I said, it don't really work that good, you know, if I go do it before the show. No, it'd be great. So I go out, I sing the song. That's about 5 minutes, 6 minutes. Come back, he says, go back out at intermission, do it again. I said, are you sure? Yeah. I said, well, you know, I'm going to be the good guy in this match. It might be better if we hold off on some. No, go do it. I go back and do it again. Another 6 minutes. That's 12 minutes where I came from.
Huh.
So then we go out with a match. He's got me in a match with this 500-pound Samoan. Match goes about 6 or 8 minutes. Come back, he says, now mind you, I sang the song again, so sing it 3 times. That's another 6. That's 18. So we have a 6 or 8 minute match, and he says, holy shit, what the hell, you guys killed the town, man. A main event only went 6 minutes. I said, listen, I've been on the clock ever since I went out there the first time. I usually do 10 or 12 minutes. I gave you overtime tonight. And I said, besides, if I'd have been booking it, I wouldn't have booked me with that 600-pound Samoan.
Yeah.
So that's how it goes. It never stops.
Now, actually, you and JR Ryder tonight, and again Friday night. So,
Oh, really?
yeah,
So I get a sneak preview then.
get a sneak preview, so I get to see what my show's gonna happen, right?
You might want to change that booking. So anyway, that's what we do.
Did you ever work Jake on the Indies?
Yeah, a lot of times. A lot of times.
How's he like in the ring? We know what he is outside the ring.
Jake's fine. I enjoy working with Jake.
Who's the one guy, like WWF back 80s guy, like that you had the hardest time working in the ring? That was just like uncooperative, or
It was Santana,
yeah.
Bret Hart sometimes.
What was Santana's deal?
He didn't like to get beat.
He wanted to shine.
He wanted to shine all the time. He wanted to get that big long 20-minute comeback. Sometimes he didn't want to do the job, you know.
Right.
It's like, oh man, have Jimmy Hart hit me with a megaphone and somebody hold my legs and then have somebody jump off the rafters on me.
He worked it.
I never one time complained that he gave me his flying burrito elbow. 1, 2, 3. I never said a word. I went out and did it. But when it come time, yeah, we got to get him over tonight because he's going to have the belt next month when he comes back. He's going to be on top. Oh, how can you have Jimmy Hart do this? Coco and Bret Hart sometimes.
What was
Same
Bret
thing.
Steele? Same thing?
Yeah, he just
They didn't like to get beat
didn't like it.
cleanly?
Nope. Nope, didn't like it at all. Of all the times I put them all over, and they wouldn't put me over. Brett refused to put me over in Colorado Springs, Colorado.
TV or
Nope.
just a house show?
I was coming back the next month with a Warrior. He called Jack Lenz in the shower room, and they changed the finish. He wouldn't do it.
On a house show.
Yep. And I was coming back the next month as the main event with the Warrior, and he wouldn't do it. So
those two are probably some of the most selfish guys, at least with you in the ring.
So then, here comes to Montreal. I'm leaving to go to Montreal. And we've been watching the shows and seeing all the stuff transpire. And about a month before Montreal, Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels were at the Hartford Civic Center in the locker room.
Is that the hair pulling?
Down on the floor pulling each other's hair, fighting. So my wife tells me, she says, what do you think's going to happen in that match in Montreal? Think Bret's going to do the job? I said, absolutely not. Especially, he's not going to do it for Shawn Michaels. And he didn't. Well, he did.
Kinda.
Kinda. But, this is how it goes. Pedro Morales, he was a little bit testy in the ring on me. He was toward the end of his career. He didn't want to put me over. What's the other one? He's an agent there now, Tony Gurria.
Mm-hmm.
He worked 2 matches on TV one night. He was scheduled for 3 matches. He went out in the first 2, he put guys over. 3rd match was put up on the board for me against Tony Gurria. He looked at it, walked over to Strongbow, said something, got his bag and left. Tony Gurria walked out because he didn't want to put me over on TV. Maybe it was because he didn't want to do 3 jobs on TV, but he was finished.
Right.
He came back a year later as an agent. I'll never let him forget it. If I see him today, I'd tell him. Remember when you packed your bag when you saw he was working with me? But you know what? I don't give a shit, bro.
Who'd you travel with back then?
Jimmy Hart, all time.
Mm-hmm.
Dave Hebner, Earl Hebner.
Did they sell you any t-shirts?
Then Valentine.
No t-shirts?
For me, what, selling them?
Yeah.
No, they wouldn't sell. It's too bad because the bad guys, I'll let my hair grow long again. The bad guys don't get to sell merchandise.
No, I meant Hebner sell you any t-shirts.
Oh, no, I didn't hear what you said. Yeah. Hebner's selling t-shirts. Anyway,
So you think that the Hebner with the t-shirts is kind of like, you know, the WWE steroid policy? If they want to fail somebody, they'll fail them.
yeah, that was just, you know, there's more to it than that. There's always more to it than that. Get my long tape ready here. Put this on my wrist in case I need it. Man, it's hot in here.
Yeah.
Anyway, you mentioned t-shirts. And my theory has always been this. Why should Austin or Hogan and them guys brag about how much merchandise they sold when the rest of us in the company, a lot of us, didn't have any merchandise to sell? They said bad guy merchandise just don't sell, so they didn't put any out. Well, that's fine, but it takes bad guys to make good guys look good. I always thought there should be some kind of a profit sharing. If Hogan sells $2 or $3 or $5 million worth of t-shirts or merchandise, and he gets $2 or $3 or $5 million for his own fat pocketbook, why couldn't you just take all that money, pool it together, and share the profits with everyone who worked for the company? You'd have had more happy employees, not so many guys just turned out to be millionaires because they got all the merchandise money.
So we're here in a locker room setting. Back then, who was good Gatorade?
Here you go, Jake.
So
For you.
who were some of the more difficult guys to like go over to match with beforehand in the locker room? Who was the easiest guy to talk to?
There's a lot of easy guys. Some of them you didn't have to talk to. I never even, most of the time, I never even talked to Jimmy Snook. I never had to. Didn't have to talk to him. No need. If I had a match with Jake here tonight, I wouldn't have to see him. I wouldn't have to talk to him at all. They'd say, Jake's not here yet, but when he gets here, you guys 10, 12 minutes, and, you know, do what you guys want to do. So I wouldn't have to talk to him. Difficult people. I had to spend a lot of time going over things with Warrior because he'd get really nervous. But once we got it all worked out, he was okay. Savage, I had to go over the match. Thanks, Steamboat. I thank you very much for this. Someone did an interview with Steamboat not so long ago, and they said, oh, that WrestleMania 3 match you had with Macho Man was so good. It was fantastic. He said, I hated every minute of it because I had to go over the match 1,000,000 times. When I got to work with Savage then, and I was with him for about 6 or 8 months, if we had the match this afternoon, maybe up in Atlantic City, we'd have to go over the match. And if we had a nighttime show at 8 o'clock tonight, over in Philadelphia or down in Baltimore, we'd have to go over the same match again. I don't get that. If I do the match with you this afternoon, and we're going tonight and do the same match, I don't need to see you till we go in the ring. But I had to go over with it every night. Every night.
I think it's a lost art, calling the match in the ring.
Yeah. Nobody knows how to do it.
Who gave out the when you know you had your IC title reign? Who gave out the finishes? What agent was there? Did you ever
Yes,
clash?
They were all different. Yeah.
Did you clash with
No.
anybody more than anybody else, or?
Not with the agents, no, because they were just errand boys.
Mhm.
That's all. The finishes came from the office and were given to the agent the night of the show, the afternoon of the show. They wrote them down and came in and told you what the finish was going to be. Now there were agents who probably took it one step further than they should have because they had some leeway other than the exact finish as to how it should be set up or how you go into it. They had their little games they played too. I was in Miami one time, like twice or 3 times in a row, which is unheard of. You know, normally if you work say you're in Miami 1 month, you're not there the next month unless you're coming back with somebody else. I was there 3 times with Corporal Kirshner.
I met him in a Japanese elevator. It was the
Oh.
longest 30 seconds of my life.
On all 3 finishes, he was not a bad guy. He was getting jobbed out back then. On all 3 finishes, it was the strongbow finish of dump him outside. I go outside, he's going to suplex me in, and Jimmy Hart pulls his legs, and I fall on top of him, and Jimmy holds his feet 1, 2, 3. We did that the first time. We come back the next month. Brilliant strongbow. Einstein, he was. He gave me the same finish. I said, you think we should maybe change that a little bit? We did that here last month. Whoa. Hey, you trying to cop an attitude on me? Trying to cop an attitude? I said, no, Chief, it's just, you know, we did that here last month. Just do what I say. Okay. I go out and I do it. Now we're back there for some odd reason, a 3rd time. Kirshner again, same finish. Suplex, pull a leg, hold.
Huh.
I didn't say anything about that one.
You're just getting paid.
Yeah, I didn't care at that point.
Fans
because,
say shit on it.
you know, I probably didn't draw as well in Miami with the Intercontinental belt as I probably could have, maybe because of something like that.
Right.
You never know what their little motives are behind the things they do.
Was there any cities back then when you had the reign where you were babyface, more babyface reaction than he?
No, I
And
never
others?
was. I never was.
Was always heel.
The only time I got my babyface reaction is here on the Independents now.
Right.
That's all. I was always here. And that's the way it was set up. I kind of made sure it worked that way. What else would these agents do? That's the one thing I told McMahon when I started. I said, just, you know, whatever the stooges say about me, at least give me a chance to defend myself. And we were never given that opportunity. We were tried, convicted, and found guilty by the agents because they would go back at the agents meeting and they could say, hey, that Honky man, he's a sorry piece of shit. He's horrible. I can't stand that fucking guy. He's doing this, he's doing that. You might not have done anything but walk in, get dressed, go out and do whatever they told you to do. But you don't know what they said about you in the agents meetings. Johnny Valiant told me one time he got to be like, he sat in on these agents meetings because he was doing TV commentary. He said, you wouldn't believe it. He said, you would not believe how long the dagger is in those agents meetings and how deep they stick it in people. But yet you can't defend yourself. You can't go to McMahon and he says, I hear you've done this, this, and this. What? What?
A lot of the agents have their own agendas.
They got their own little agendas. They had their own little bullshit they did. Yeah.
Do you think back then when you had the reign, they didn't do it a lot, but do you think they could have capitalized on more heel versus heel matches? And would you have liked to have done that?
See, what I didn't understand, I don't think the heel versus heel was ever a good idea anyway. It's not that, unless you're going to determine who's the better heel, who's got the most heat, and then who's going to be the baby face at the end of it. We had one with the Freebirds one time in Louisville, Kentucky. Jerry Jarrett booked it that way. Because we were the Blonde Bombers and just come off the Tupelo concession
You and Dream
stand.
Machine?
No, it was the Freebirds. It was
No, who was your partner?
Larry Latham.
Oh, Larry Latham. Okay.
And Jerry Jarrett booked us against the Freebirds, Gordy and Hayes, to see who's going to have the most heat, who's going to be the heels to carry on. We were just a tad bit smarter than Gordy was pretty smart. He'd been around a year longer than me and Larry, but Hayes was just starting in the business, so he didn't know. So as soon as they came to the ring, did their music, jumped over the top rope, and started doing their dancing and stuff, we dropped down in heel fashion and started begging, oh, please, please don't hit us. So right away, we were the heels.
Right.
And they were the baby face, and we killed them off right off the bat with that. But that was a case where we had to do it to survive because they begged. To me, that was bad booking. If you want these guys to be your top heels in the territory, let them be your top heels. Give us our notice and let us leave. But that's how they play those little games.
Did you enjoy working the Memphis territory?
Yeah, it was okay. That was
So,
tough.
was the pay good back then, or?
Hard. No.
No.
You kidding me? You think Lawler and Jarrett's going to pay anybody? They paid themselves. Oh, that's right. You didn't have $200,000 in a jukebox. Well, how would the broad have known that? I think you might have bragged about it to her. Hey, guess what, honey? I got $200,000 in cash in that jukebox over there. In a way, I don't believe there was any money in the jukebox simply because old Cat would have took it. She would have known it. And when she split, she would have got that dough if she had any brains.
Who was in Memphis? Who was like, did Jarrett do all the finishes, or how did that work? How was that structured?
Sometimes Jerry Jarrett would have the book, and he was the booker. He'd give the finishers. He'd send them out by his son-in-law. Oh, his father-in-law, Eddie Marlin. If it was a spot shows, then a guy named Buddy Wayne who ran the spot shows got the finishes from Jarrett. If Lawler was the booker, then Lawler would come and he'd give you the finishes, or Eddie Marlin would give it to you through Lawler, or same facility.
Like in the heyday, the early 80s.
There was only two bookers I worked for there. Those two guys on the territory, and they did all the booking.
Right.
Eventually, other people got.
Did they sell out like in the heyday, like even like on the whole whole circuit?
A lot of places sold out. Yeah, they did good. But everyone else was selling out. They sold out in Charlotte and all over the Carolinas. They were selling out in Florida. The wrestling business was really, really, really big in the 70s and
Memphis, that area.
70s and 80s. For a lot of AWA was selling out. When Hulk Hogan went to WWF, they were selling out every building, turning people away. The Minneapolis territory, so business was good.
Where did they that was a big territory for like land, wasn't it? I mean, what did they do? Like Nebraska, Iowa?
Yeah, they went a lot of places, but
Wisconsin.
they were all big. I mean, we all drove 400 miles every day. you know, no matter where you were. Short trip back then was 200 miles,
Right.
5 hour trip. But that's where you learn stuff in the cars, talking, riding with older guys, and listening to them.
Do you think you'd ever go back to circuit, same town
No.
every week?
No.
Nope.
No, can't be done. The people are too accustomed to the bright lights, the music, flash bulbs going off in the big arenas. They're not gonna,
Right.
they won't ever come back to these small places.
Match 2's on now?
Yes, sir.
Good.
When are we on?
Next,
Oh, we're next.
3 minutes, man.
How long are they going?
10 minutes. 8 to 10, right?
And they just got
Probably
started.
not the rest of them.
The guy just going to the ring now. Well,
Okay.
they got 10 to 12, actually. All right.
Is any kind of crowd out there, dog?
It's fair.
Yeah, you know, but not bad. Yeah,
Like the second show's the best, you know?
Yeah. You gonna be out there with them the whole time?
Yeah.
that's up to you.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, because there's no reason for you to walk in or do something.
You want that?
What did you guys just do out there?
Basically help him out in his match.
Pull the ref out.
Pull the
Get
ref,
that.
get
Get
up
that.
with the guy.
Pull the ref under the ropes.
That's more than a match. You're there. You know what I mean?
Hey, you need to be there and you get some good steam on me and let me make a little comeback on you and I'll climb up you. The punches in the corner 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When I get down, blind me. Get this son of a bitch. You hook me from outside. You run. Give him the double axe. Turn around. I give you the kick, the neck breaker. 1, 2, 3. How do they want to sit? Because they want to have. It's going to be set up for you and I to come back.
Basically, get involved a lot, basically, you can say, right?
Just want to get him DQ'd.
No. Here's what you do. Maybe so.
They ought to have this one out here. My match.
What are they doing?
They ought to have, but can we just work? Like, can he just work? 'Cause I'm working him the second show, just like you working him. And we just pretty much thrashed him. Have him come out there in our match. I can get DQ because we're jumping, you know, something to do. Him come out and save.
Let's do this. That way it'll get you in the ring. Let's go ahead. You hit him with the thing. 1, 2, 3. You bail back in. You don't do anything now because you had a neck breaker. You roll out of the way. Come back in. You Pearl Harbor on me. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Ref said go home.
He said go home.
It said time to go home.
The ref said that?
Ref said time to go home.
Talk to him about that.
Oh, okay, we heard it. That's the
We all
killer.
heard it. He said the ref said to go home.
You okay, buddy? You
No,
do
I got sand in the eye, dude.
Did anyone hurt?
I don't think so.
Sand in the eye.
I wasn't really hurt.
He got
I was
it bad
just kinda
last
feeling
year.
my way around, man.
We got to sand the
You're
eye.
coming out
You did.
the truck with the camera.
Yeah.
One
I
spot.
have to bring, you didn't need to go anything else?
Okay, guys, I was
Got everything down?
Just
What
where
did he say?
last part.
Good.
And it was right from the.
Because I gotta bring that back with me.
Okay.
After the pain.
Come in Pearl Harbor me.
Okay.
Okay.
I roll out and I'm done.
Go throw me in to do something. I'll reverse it. I'll draw back to punch you. You grab the ropes and slide out.
Okay.
So they don't need to see anything until then.
Okay, so boom, 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 boom. Shoot your reverse, we grab the ropes on there.
Yeah.
Stay in the ring, I'll do the hot cell for the
Yeah.
camera pictures. Okay, you're going in the back of the truck with them?
Yes.
Okay, all right, guys, I need to bring you two out.
All right.
So you can hang out over there, because I gotta go in between shows and do a promo.
All
right. I'll see you out there.
Okay, just relax, take it easy. I got this tape on my wrist. If I tell you to get it, put it on me, choke me, beat me, hammer me down. I sell, don't worry.
Thank you.
Just don't try to pick me up off my feet. Because I ain't going. Okay, let me get this little hair fixed now. What do you got there, sand in the
Sand in
eyes?
the eye, baby. Watch it.
That works every time.
Close them when you bump.
water for the tights. Makes it fit nice. Water for the hair. They always thought it was greasy kid stuff, see? Fucked them good, it wasn't nothing but water. Bret Hart used to really put that greasy stuff in his hair.
Right.
I guess it worked because I didn't ever want to touch it. So when it comes to pulling hair, I wouldn't pull it. My wife wants me to get a haircut. I'm not going to. I let it grow long last year. Then I cut it. I'm letting it grow again. I don't know why. It's kind of like shaving. When I'm not working, I don't ever shave. When I'm not working, I don't ever fix my hair. I just get up, comb it back out of my eyes, and go
do your business.
It's a day. That should be good enough for this humidity that's killing me. We get the wet tights back on, we'll be ready to go. I'll have to stand out there for a minute. Cool off so I get the damn suit on.
So how's the flight, alright?
It's early morning. Normal early morning.
Yeah, we had a little write-up in the paper.
Huh?
In the paper, our local things to do paper, you know, everybody opens up, see the events going on.
Oh yeah, over here?
Yeah, I got one with us, so out in the car, so it's pretty nice for Friday. Picture, it's an older picture of me. You were down on top of somebody, pinning somebody. I don't know where they got it.
Oh yeah.
The true Hollywood story here.
Yeah, it is the true Hollywood. I'm giving them a whole bunch of footage so they can just cut.
You look pretty all the time, right?
Yeah, the best part will be on the cutting room floor. They're doing something different behind the scenes.
Yeah.
If I get a couple of these little honeys, we'll go out back to the parking lot. Oh yeah. They can get a real story.
What was the best territory for rats?
Tampa was good. That Pensacola was good.
Yeah.
Memphis and Louisville was good. Nashville was never that good. Birmingham was pretty good. San Antonio wasn't that great. And I did go to Louisiana, but I heard it was good. So there were some good ones, yeah.
Who would you say probably
Who got
was the most well liked?
As a rat?
No, like who got the most?
Who got the most girls?
Yeah.
Gosh, it was a toss-up. I think we all equally
Right.
did as good as anybody else, you know.
Heels the same as baby faces?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just they had prettier girls, that's all.
Right.
Yeah. Heels never get anything good, we get the leftovers.
Right. You don't even get t-shirts.
Oh boy. If I make it through this, we got one more to go.
I need my money.
Well, that's a long...
It's a long ways out there, but we don't have to walk. They're gonna drive us.
Good.
We'll be in the back of one of these little trucks. I was here last year and worked the second show with Chris Candido.
Uh-huh.
It's too bad. Chris is a great guy. We had a good match too. Fat ass out.
Do you like working Bundy or not?
Bundy's okay. Except I worked with him on a Kempatera show one time. And he does this thing where he runs and hits you in the corner. And he hit me so hard he knocked one of my fucking ribs out.
Huh.
Yeah. And then he was supposed to only do a 3 count. And he laid on top of me and did 4, 5, 5. Yeah. That's my memory of Bundy.
Good way to kill
Yeah.
momentum.
After he knocked the breath out of me, my ribs was killing me, and I had to go on a USO tour. I had like 20. My ribs still sore from that fat bastard. I met him when his name was Crippler Chris Canyon. He had long brown hair, as long as mine, and he drove a little, like a Toyota, a yellow Toyota station wagon. And he came from over here in Jersey, you know, and he was talking like that Jersey accent. Oh yeah, he was something. And then Gary Hart was a manager in Texas and then managing on Atlanta TV. And Jack Mulligan sent him down from Knoxville, Tennessee, where we were wrestling. Because Mulligan had a territory then. They needed some guys on TV in Atlanta. So they sent Bundy down, and Gary Hart was there and saw him, offered him a job to come to Dallas, and gave him the name King Kong Bundy.
Guys like that, when they started, like the big guys, they really didn't have much skill. It was kind of like...
Well, he didn't have to have.
It was like on-the-job training.
They were just brawlers, you know.
Right.
They didn't have to have a lot. Big men work like big men. I've always said that I thought Vader's downfall, Big Van Vader, I always said his downfall was he never worked like a big man. He wanted to work like a junior heavyweight. You know, he wanted to go out and do flips and all this nonsense off the top rope and back flips. It's impressive for a big guy to do that, but big guys need to wrestle like big guys. Right now, the only thing that's hurting Paul White, the Giant, the Big Show, they got nobody big for him to wrestle over there. It's too bad, because there's not really any big guys left anymore. Big men.
Did you ever work Brody?
One time at St. Louis TV. He was okay. A couple stiff boots to the head, but hey, I asked him, I said, is there anything special you want me to do for you? He said, just sell. And that's what I did. I went out and sold for him. I didn't try to fight back, because as Rocky said, as The Rock used to say, know your role. And I knew my role, to go make him look good on TV. And the next match I had that particular day was with Jesse the Body Ventura. And Jesse was okay. He was working on top in Minneapolis, and they were bringing him down to St. Louis to work. Because they ran these big shows once a month in St. Louis. They always brought in top talent.
From all around.
Yeah. I never worked St. Louis territory. I never went to Kansas City, St. Louis.
Did you work Dallas a lot or nah?
No. I worked in San Antonio for
Joe Blanchard?
Tully Blanchard, Joe Blanchard, yeah.
How was that like?
How was Tully, you mean?
Or the territories?
Territory was good. It was doing real good, except Tully was up.
You're up?
Tully got to be the bully booker, and
So you didn't like care for Tully too much?
Tully will tell you he was an asshole.
Yeah.
He was an asshole to a lot of people. Even a cokehead. He's not anymore. He found the Lord.
That's right.
The Lord cleaned him up. Someday the Lord will clean me up, Tully. Let's go. This is how we do it. Boardwalk, beautiful boardwalk. Sun setting in New Jersey. Couple fans. What are you looking for? You're looking for a car to steal, aren't you? Got our Wildwood Beach Patrol going to drive us down.
Very nice.
Yep. There's two hard parts about this: getting in it and getting out of it. I'll do this very gracefully.
There you
Just
go.
like that. And the boardwalk's picked up. Hundreds of thousands of people. Yeah, you better sit down.
That's right.
This is how we do it. Just hold on. And I hope this suit don't tear her up, baby.
So do you think if Jake was here, he'd be able to stand up
stand up in the back of here? It's been a long day. We shouldn't have picked on Jake in this video, you know. But he deserved to be picked on because he called me to do some shows over in England. And he promised me, swore to me we were going to have those shows. And I canceled my shows over in Wisconsin. And I never heard from Jake again. Oh, Jake. So now I get to pick on you, because that's my payback. But as far as Jake's concerned, as long as his name gets mentioned, he's happy.
There you go.
King Kong Bundy's going to be here next week. Boy, oh boy, I might come back just to see that. He's been over here about 10 times already. This is great, though. I love doing this kind of stuff. I always say I'm not going to ever do it again, but each year I come back and do one.
Right.
Because it's, you know,
it's different.
It's different. It's outdoors. It's in the sand, the mud. It's kind of like where our business started. As I said before, we're going to a town tonight to stay. We're Carney people. We came from the carnival. We speak a Carney language, which I was watching Hogan Knows Shit on TV. Anyway, he was talking Carney to one of his kids, which is a language that they speak in the carnival, and we got it from them. It's kind of like a pig Latin, you know, like, what can I say? I'll say the truck, the Trizuk, the Kizamra, the Rizzo, the Flizzo,
the Giazake.
The Giazake Rizzoberts. Anyway, so it's kind of like a pig Latin type language, but Hogan was speaking it to one of his kids there. I speak it to my kids when we want to talk and not let anybody know what we're talking about. But I'm probably maybe only one other person in that locker room can even speak it. Maybe none. It's a lost art. It's something about our business that's gone now. Carney. We speak Carney. We came from the carnivals, and tonight I'm staying in Carney's Point, New Jersey.
Gotta love it.
So, I think they got us down here too early.
Yeah. Big beach. Look how far that beach goes.
Yeah, it goes way back there. By the time you walk to the beach and walk back, if you walk down there, it's time for lunch. You walk back, you have lunch. By the time you go back again, it's time to leave.
Yep.
But it's nice over here. The only other beach show I've ever done was in Maryland, at Ocean City, Maryland.
Yeah.
Very similar to this. Very, very similar. What's Joe pitching out there? Joe Panzarino.
He's pitching something.
National Wrestling Superstars, Joe Panzarino. Nice guy. I worked for Joe off and on for 6, 7 years, 10 years.
What was the worst indie you ever did? Or is this totally...
The one where the promoter ran out and left me in the building. I had no way to get to the hotel, nor did I have any way to get to the airport the next day. He's from Pennsylvania, and his name is Dino Sano. And I think he still runs shows. And he asked me, he said, I got 2 or 3 shows, would you give me a discount? I said, okay, yeah, I'll take a couple $100 off. Anyway, I'm in the thing, I get ready to leave, and there's nobody to take me, and the guy was cleaning up. I said, is there any way you could take me to the hotel? So in the car we're driving, the guy says, you guys get a lot of money, don't you? What? He said, yeah. I said, how's that? He said, this show cost me $13,000. I said, what does this guy charge you for me? He said, $2,500 for you, $25 for Nikolai, and $27 for Kerry Von Erich.
Huh.
What? He charged you that?
That was Dino?
Dino Sano.
Wow.
I let him know when I got home that I had no ride to the hotel, I had no ride to the airport, and for him to throw my number away, never call me again, and he never did.
Some promoters, it's like they just try to work everybody.
Yep.
Kills the business.
Well, it's just a little con game, that's all. They think they can con their way. Eventually they end up with nothing.
Yeah.
I'm still out here doing this. You know, you can screw me one time, that's fine. It's no big deal. You obviously, Dino Santo obviously needed the $100, $200 discount more than me, so he took it. And I don't even know if he's still around. They just don't understand. I'm always going to be doing this.
Right.
I have nothing else to do.
Still enjoy it?
Sure. Of course I do. It's nothing like riding in the beach patrol truck.
Right.
Standing up here with your jumpsuit on, your hair blowing in the breeze. And you know you could be at SummerSlam and get some heat, sell some tickets.
What, do they have lights out here for the later show? Thought they had last year?
Yeah, that 1-4 setter right there.
Yeah, all right.
Lights up about half the ring.
And remember, don't get sand in your eyes.
I don't care about the sand, I just don't want the red paint on
Yeah.
my clothes. You don't have a watch on, do you?
Nah. Going to the ring, who was the person you worked that got most nervous before their matches? Warrior?
It's hard to say. I mean, people really don't show how nervous. The most nervous guys have been on the independents.
Yeah.
The young guys that don't know me, and they're afraid to be in the ring with a big superstar. And they're nervous about that, and they want to do good. And I tell them to relax.
Right.
This young fella's going to be nervous tonight. I know he will.
The only Honky Band.
You ought to hear me sing the snakeskin blues. I'm just a honky-tonk man. I'm just a honky-tonk man. Just a honky-tonk man. I'm cool, I'm cocky, I'm bad. Roll, Elvis. All right. Thank you so much. The colonel's in the back, I'm coming to your town in the pink Cadillac. I'm just a honky-tonk man. Just a honky-tonk man. Just a honky-tonk man. I'm cool, I'm cocky, I'm bad. I told you I always sing the song. Just a honky-tonk man. Just a honky-tonk man. Just a honky-tonk man. Just a honky-tonk man. I'm cool, I'm cocky, I'm bad. I'm just a honky-tonk man. I'm cool, I'm cocky, I'm See, they always say that was never me singing the song. Where's my lovely assistant? Never get out of the assistant. Now I know why you women stopped wearing jumpsuits. Remember when those were popular? Now I know why they're not. Because you got to take the whole thing off to do anything. If you don't have some help on a hot day, it's difficult.
Get in here and wrestle already, all right? Get in here and wrestle already. Stop dealing with them. Don't worry about them. They paid their money. They can do what they want.
Okay, he paid his money. They paid their money. Come here, pull this off. What are you standing there? I say, bring yourself. Okay. Somebody's been kicking sand in somebody's face.
Check them out, Ref. Check them out.
Hey. Boink. Boink. Come on. They don't like you. Maybe he should try. But you try. What's that? Let him try. Maybe they like him better. Let him try. Go ahead, try him again. I don't know. Where's that broom anyway? Use him. I thought they were going to sweep this out. Oh, okay. Here we go. Come on.
Is there a bell?
I don't like the paint. What? I know what he's going to do. Oh, you'd rather have the seagull, huh? I'd rather have the paint. Hey, clean break, clean break. Clean break.
Oh, Ref, watch him.
Clean break. Come on, clean break.
Watch him, Ref.
Watch him, Ref. Yo, hello.
What hair is he pulling?
I don't want to get out. Come on.
Oh, there is hair there. Sorry.
Shut your mouth. Shut up. Shut up. Talk like a man. Have a man's voice. Come on, come on. I got it. What happened to Honky now, huh? What happened now, huh? He just a honky tonk.
Come on. You still cool, cocky, man? Come on, boy.
Break it off.
What?
Stop.
He's not doing anything wrong.
Come on.
What do you say?
Go on,
No.
let's go.
What's illegal about it? That's legal.
Ref, my hair. What's the hair? What's the hair?
Hey, get off of me. He's never had this hole put on him. You don't know how to get out of it.
Come on, honky tonk.
Heck with it. Hey, green break. Break. Go. Break. Break.
There you go. Good boy.
You can use the ropes.
Good boy. Give me a both later.
Why didn't you think of that? Because he was here.
Yes.
Hey, watch your hair. Hey, watch your hair. How could you see it from over there? I couldn't see it.
Ref, watch my hair. Watch me.
Watch your hair. What? Hey, hey. I saw it that time. Break it.
One.
One. Two.
He's on the rope. Count
Hey, wait. 1, 2.
Get off the rope. Not working there.
Come on, ref. That was legal. My thumb is His hand was in. Break it. You want to quit? You want to quit or not? Hey, watch it.
That's not cool, man.
Watch it through. You can't breathe now. Okay. I got an apology. That's all I need. One big one?
No, ref, it's a punt.
You know what? He's only one. That's a close miss, man. Hey, Jody, come on! 1, 2, 3, 4. What's the matter with you?
He stepped on my hair. You didn't do that about it. Let me take some.
What? What? Get off of me! Get off of me! Hey! Like you said you were doing something. Hey, 1, 2, 3, 4. Will you stop it? Do it right. Get off of me. Get off of me.
Yes.
Honky, come on. Something else. Come on, you can't do that. 1, 2, 3. Hey, you watch the eye.
And ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner, WWF Superstar, the Honky Tonk Man.
Watch out! Where you going? Check it. Hey. No way. No way. You're not the greatest.
Excuse me, Mr. Ryder.
You're not the greatest.
You know, Honky Tonk Man, I usually don't like to tattletale, but this guy came out on the first match and was bragging that a couple of weeks ago he was the curtain jerker at Madison Square Garden against Shelton Benjamin, not realizing that the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time, who headlined Madison Square Garden is in the ring.
You know what? That's just rude. How dare you? How dare every one of you? You're gonna insult me because I wrestled in Madison Square Garden? You're gonna rule the day you met me, Honky Tonk Man. If you think what the Warrior did to you at WrestleMania was something, wait till you get a piece of me.
Well, he's not going to have to wait long because J.R. Ryder, tonight, if the Honky Tonk Man will accept the match, will you wrestle him in tonight's main event in our second show?
You want to see me kick his butt? Are you willing to wait about 1 hour? Go get something to eat, something to drink, come back down here, and get ready for this screwball. Now, I heard about him. I heard you were down here interfering earlier tonight. But that didn't bother me.
Because you're the honky tonk man.
Because I'm a honky tonk man. But what bothers me is you saying the Warrior did something to me at WrestleMania. That was SummerSlam. You got your facts all wrong.
25 seconds.
It was 35 years ago, I'm sorry.
What did you call him? A jack what? It's a family show now. I can't say that. Be back out here in about an hour and see what I do to this guy.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Main event signed, sealed, and delivered. Here in Wildwood tonight on the second show at 8:15. The Honky Tonk Man, the greatest living intercontinental champion of all time, takes on J.R. Ryder. Main event, second show, starts at 8:15. Now, ladies and gentlemen, hang out. If you want to get a picture with the world's greatest intercontinental living champion, come on up now. Line up by the ring. And when you want to get a little piece of wrestling history, now is the time to do it. Because the Honky Tonk Man is in the ring. He will be doing autographs and Polaroids. This is a true piece of WWE, WWF living history right here. Ladies and gentlemen, you can get into the ring. How many people would ever like to get into a wrestling ring? Right here, now's the time to do it. Line up now by the steps. See Pretty Megan, and they will help you into the ring. Polaroids are only $10 when baseball players are getting $50 and $100. And superstars of that caliber, superstars here in Wildwood, you can get online, and for only $10, you can get inside the wrestling ring. You can get inside this wrestling ring with a real true WWE, WWF living piece of history. Ladies and gentlemen, now's the time to do it. Don't miss out. It only happens once in a lifetime. You can't do it at the Meadowlands. You can't do it in Philadelphia. You can't do it in Madison Square Garden. We're right here in Wildwood. You can do it. You can get inside the ring. Now also, ladies and gentlemen, grab a water on the way out. Waters are only $1. You can't find a water for $1 in all of Wildwood. That's a real hard one to find. Grab a water from Courtney. They're only $1. Now, ladies and gentlemen, also, check it out. Right off of Vince McMahon's presses.
Good stuff, though.
It feels like just...
Yeah, you got the good stuff.
No problem, man.
These other guys put on that creamy shit.
Nah, I don't even like that shit. It's hard to come off the seat.
Yeah, it's all messed up. Very good. Thank you so much. I enjoyed it. You done for that?
Nah, I got one more.
Where was my ride back?
Get a ride down, man.
I got the big star treatment going out. I got nothing coming back. What happened, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Let me go hawk him.
Okay. All right.
Check it out, folks. Say hello to the Honky Tonk Man.
See anything to sell a ticket.
That's right.
The Honky Tonk Man is here in Pro Wrestling on the Beach, dear. All the kids are free. Say hello to the greatest living WWE Intercontinental Champion, the Honky Tonk Man. Say hello to the Honky Tonk Man. On the beach tonight, Pro Wrestling, all the kids are free. Check it out, check it out. Hi, where you going? Say hello to the Honky Tonk Man, right here in Wildwood. Pro Wrestling on the beach tonight. Did you notice Pro Wrestling? Pro Wrestling on the beach right here. Say hello to the Honky Tonk Man. Look, Jackie Mason is here. Right here. Jackie Mason's brother, Mike. How you doing? Hold up, check it out, guys. Wrestling is on the beach. All the kids are free. Adults are only $3 at 8:15.
Hi, dear. Good to see you.
Right down there on the beach. Right down here on the beach. 8:15. $3. Kids are free. Check it out, folks. Pro Wrestling on the beach. Right down on the beach.
Here, Grandma, get with Elvis. No hugging. She belongs to me.
Right down there.
She's the one doing the hugging.
Watch the tram car, please. 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 Watch the tram car, please.
Get closer. Watch the cart.
Yeah. Right down there, sir. Right down there.
Walking.
Right ahead.
More exercise for you.
Right down there.
Come on, closer.
Check it out, guys. All the kids are free. Pro Wrestling tonight. The kids are free. Absolutely free. Tonight on the beach. Adults are only $3. Say hello to the Honky Tonk Man, sir. Greatest living intercontinental champion of all time. Right here, WWE Superstar. Living legend, right here in Wildwood. You and Michael. 8:15 on the beach, right down there.
Get in there, Mike. Come over here, hurry.
Check it out, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Pro Wrestling on the beach tonight. Say hello to the Honky Tonk Man. Right here, right now, right here in Wildwood. Pro Wrestling on the beach. Don't miss it. All the kids are free. All the kids are free. Yowza, yowza, yowza. Right down there, sir, straight ahead. Follow to the bleachers. Pro Wrestling free on the beach tonight. All the kids are free. Say hello to the Honky Tonk Man. So say hello to the Honky Tonk Man. You know who that man is. Check it out, sir. Say hello to the Honky Tonk Man. There's a good veteran. World War II. Career at WW2. Check it out, ladies and gentlemen. Check it out. Check it out. Say hello to the WWE.
This place is busy tonight.
Yep, it is.
Kids ought to be in school. My kids went to school last week. You never go to school in Jersey, right?
Check it out. Say hello to the Honky Tonk Man, ladies and gentlemen. The greatest living WWE.
What I want you to do is look at them looking at me.
Yeah.
Right here.
That's what's fun.
Okay. See how they look at me?
All the kids are free. Free pro wrestling on the beach tonight. Check it out, guys. Free pro wrestling. 8:15 on the beach.
Unbelievable, huh?
Say hello to the Honky.
We had us guys from the 85 through 90, 92. We had an impact on a whole generation of people, and that's why they all know us.
What's going on, man? I grew up watching you, man.
Oh, you
I
got
saved
cards,
this card.
right?
Yeah, I saved the card and everything.
Holy cow.
Check it out, folks. Free pro wrestling right down on the beach.
WWF Honky Tonk Man.
Hell yeah. One second. This one's for my mom.
Your pen's not working.
Oh, it doesn't work?
It's all dried up like my pecker. That's Jake's pecker.
You don't have to have a pen, man.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, I got it, I got a whole shitload
I'll
of
get at you later. Thanks a lot.
Go find a pen. Come back.
Joe left us out here. Hung us out to dry out
He's
here.
got to go back out and go back in there and get on the thing. Man, there's tons of people out here tonight. It's like on a Wednesday night, school should be back in and they're walking the boardwalk.
Nah, school out here goes back to Labor Day.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
So this is like a couple more big weekends?
Yeah, there's still about 2-3 more weeks of summer vacation.
Right.
School in Arizona's already.
Yeah, they started back Wednesday.
Sure they're going to change daylight savings? 2 more months?
We don't change.
You don't change?
We don't want any more sunshine.
Yeah, it's hot enough.
We're 3 hours behind East Coast right now. So it's almost 8 o'clock here.
Right.
And it's 5 o'clock out my house. It's almost my dinner hour again. Look, Rob Feinstein of RF Video.
Hey, what are you guys doing here?
Holy crap,
Hey, man,
what are you doing here, man?
What have you been up
Good
to?
to see you.
Good stuff?
How did you know we were down here filming?
I had no idea. I was on vacation with the family and I
How about that?
How was the show so far?
So far, so good. I mean, you know, normal. Everybody goes in the ring. They don't wipe their boots off, so we got sand 2 inches deep. It's like wrestling.
Check it out, guys.
It's like wrestling on the beach. Hi, girls.
All the kids are free. Check it out, folks.
Oh, yeah,
Pro
baby.
wrestling on the beach tonight. All the kids are free. Say hello to the Honky Tonk Man.
Hey,
Here's some more.
I'm not as good as I once was, but I'm good once as I ever was.
All the kids on the 12 are free. Right down on the beach.
Did you sign this one 2 mil? It's from my mom. She loves
down on
it.
the beach by the bleachers. See what else?
Look at that. I dig that in my closet for you.
Who's it to?
2 mil, M-I-L.
Like Mil Mascaris?
Like Millie, you know what I mean?
Like millionaire?
There you go. Thank you
You're
very
all
much.
saying hi, dear.
WWE greatest living intercontinental champion, the Honky Tonk Man.
Uncle Jay, he's one of your biggest
Your Uncle Jay? Hi, Uncle Jay.
Right down on the beach, son.
How the hell are you?
On the beach, straight ahead.
What are you doing this? Laying on the couch and doing what?
Adults are only $3.
Twisting your balls or what?
Check it out, ladies and gentlemen.
No, I'm just playing with you. Anyway, we got a new thing going around here, so the ball twisters. Yeah. So we're twisting balls out here. Anyway.
Never did this a Ring of Honor. Exactly. Check it out.
Okay, it's good seeing you, man.
Check it
Bye.
out. Check it out.
There you go, dear.
Check it out.
Thank you.
You okay? Holy cow, man.
Intercontinental champion. Wrestling history right here.
Can you take a picture with me?
Sure will, dear.
Check it out.
With your Pokemon. Come on up here, girls. Hurry. Come on. Turn around. There you go. Get close to Daddy.
Mom.
Boy, where's Jerry Lawler when we need him, huh? Boy, what would he be doing with these young 12-year-olds, huh?
When your good friend Jerry was here in Wildwood, I think that's the night.
That's the night that the old girl was.
Yeah, that's the one, right in the middle of the
Taking
ring.
all the dough away.
Don't Polaroid, calling up the lawyer, right in the middle of the ring. Check it out, ladies and gentlemen, right here in Wildwood. Check it out, Pro Wrestling on the beach. Say hello to the Honky Tonk Man, ladies and gentlemen. Greatest living
Did it work?
He is the original. He is the number one. He is the man that did it all in the WWE. That's the one. I know you. Check it out, ladies and gentlemen. Pro Wrestling on the beach, right here in Wildwood tonight. All the kids under 12.
Oh, yeah, baby.
You're under 12, adults are only $3. Say hello to the Honky Tonk Man, dear. I know you're a big Honky Tonk fan.
Hi, girls.
There you go.
You got a picture with him?
Sure. That's the camera?
Yep.
Where is it? You got to get closer. There's millions of people walking by. They got no respect.
Free Pro Wrestling. You're above 12, it's only.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. You too.
Bye.
Bye, buddy. Come here, dear. Where you at there? All right.
Check it out, folks. Pro Wrestling on the beach tonight. Check it out. You can't beat it. Pro Wrestling on the beach tonight.
Yeah, tonight.
Wait, who are you wrestling?
I don't know. Doesn't matter.
The adults are all wrestling. Main event, the Honky Tonk Man.
And the innocent man, right here.
Oh, yeah, baby. Get it on. Yeah, you the man.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Oh, that's boxing. Hey, brother, what the hell's going on, brother?
What's up?
Yeah, give me some of that MD 2020 you got in your pocket there, brother. Yeah.
I know your buddy. I know your buddy.
Jake Roberts?
The youngin, and the wrestlers. Youngin at the Atlantic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you hang out with.
Yeah, that Jake Roberts, he's been in the neighborhood, hasn't he?
And you don't have a sucker.
Jimmy Snooker, too?
I don't know why you sucking who, but you ain't sucking me, that's it.
Oh, I ain't said sucker. I said Jimmy Snooker.
Jim Hacker. Spider-Man. Ask me again, I'll tell you the same. I'm Batman.
You're Batman.
When Bam thinking man, Papa, let's go. No, you gotta run that up.
Show that MD 2020, man.
Oh, wait. Last time somebody went like that to Louima, he was.
You know him?
Where's your guitar at?
Oh, it's in there. I couldn't bring it out. I'm scared somebody's stealing it.
Check it out, guys. Say hello
You know these guys in Jersey, aren't they? Still everything.
Say hello to Innocent with the man Bumpin.
Wrestling 8:15 on the beach.
8:15 on the beach.
That's a bad shirt there, that T.O. shirt, right?
It's a bad shirt.
Those are only $3.
Smile.
Check it out. Check it out.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Click.
Just hanging out. Are you? Having some fun? Good for you. Got your camera? All right, get somebody to take a picture. Come here, dear. Step right up. Don't be
Free
shy.
Pro Wrestling on the beach. Check
we're
it out.
watching, baby.
Wrestling on the beach. 20 minutes for wrestling on the beach.
No, you want in the picture.
Now on the Honky Tonk Man. Greatest
They're not going anywhere.
WWE Continental Champion. The Honky Tonk Man is
Okay, you know your time. I'll take hers.
Check it out. Wrestling at 8:15 on the beach. Adults for $3. Kids for free. Check it out, folks. Check it out.
Okay.
Good. Wow.
Got a little sunburn, eh?
Check it out, guys. Pro wrestling tonight on the beach. Check it out. Kids are free. Adults for $3.
See ya.
That's Bargain of Wildwood. Say hello to the Honky Tonk.
I know. Leave me alone. I'm trying to sleep. How's that taste? Pretty good?
Check it out, guys. Say hello to the Honky Tonk Man, greatest living WWE Intercontinental Champion. Free pro wrestling on the beach tonight. All the kids are free. Adults are only $3.
Hey, man, how you doing? What you got here? Hey, baby.
I'm saying, like, I know him.
All right. Hey, buddy. Good to see you guys.
Intercontinental WWE Champion. Free pro wrestling on the beach, guys. Right at there. Free pro wrestling. All the kids under 12 are free.
Don't be
Adults
shy.
are free. Check it out. Check it out. What's up, guys?
I can go free.
Yes, you can. Right down on the beach.
Sure, we're all at this there and track bike.
Is there any charge to get a picture taken with him?
No, you can
My
get your
daughter?
picture taken with it. His daughter. Comes the tram car.
Again?
Yeah.
Watch the tram car, please. Watch the tram car, please. Watch the tram car, please. Watch the tram car, please.
Watch the tram car. Hey, Bob Marley, what's going on? Hey, what's happening there, Dad? Okay.
There you go.
Hey, thank you, Key.
Check it out, folks.
All right.
Thank you.
You're all set. See you guys.
Check it out, folks. Pro wrestling on the beach. 15 minutes for pro wrestling on the beach. I'll do another plug. I'll come out and get you, and then I'll go back.
Nothing like it, huh?
Say that again.
The boardwalk.
Yeah.
Hi, dear. You look worn out. Who said that? Coast Guard, eh?
Hawaii, sir.
Hi, dear. Hi. It's easier to push them, you know. Hey, you lost your kid.
Yeah.
What you got here, buddy? Who's that?
Stewie.
Who?
Stewie from the Family Guy.
Oh, yeah? Never heard of him. Hi, guys and girls.
Here's this announcement.
Joe's making me sweat. He's twisting my balls. That's why I'm calling it the ball twisting tour. Twisting my balls. Hi. be shy. Yeah, where are you? Got your camera? Samantha, where'd you go?
Here.
Come here, bewitched. Not in front of her. There you go. Okay. You better hurry. I'm like Haley's Comet. Not you, Samantha. You already in the picture. You one of these guys? Thanks, fellas. Okay, man.
Okay, check it out, guys. We're going down. Want to see the wrestling? 8:15 on the beach. All the kids are free. Adults are $3. 8:15 straight down there.
Hurry, hurry. 8:15 so I can get out of this suit.
Okay, we're good to go.
Okay? Yes, all right.
We're good.
Going. I got clothes on. You thought you were going to see something, see? White man can jump. You take it, put it on me, hide it from the ref, put it on me again. A couple times is good. And then we might go outside out in the grandstands a little bit, like Candido and I did last year. If it comes up, it might come up. It might. After you've done the arm thing on me and I've done the arm thing on you and stomped the hands, you come back and take over on me, get a little heat. Then I'll stop you, get you in a headlock, give you one headlock punch, two. Third one, you don't take a bump out, just go out. And I'll follow behind you. We'll get over in the grandstands close by the people. Let me give them another one right here real close? Yeah, so I give you something up close. 2 or 3 of those, I'll take you back to the ring, roll in. When you roll in, I come in, cut me off, and then get the tape. Work the tape on me, kick, punch, tape. Time to go on. 10 minutes, we gotta go on. That's the only good thing about these shows, you don't have to worry about those. Especially the second show. Any other time, the first 2 matches on the card, go out and go 30 fucking minutes. You know what I'm saying? And then you come over here to one of these shows where time is very important. And I've been on these shows where sometimes the first match will go out and go 3 fucking minutes. The next match goes 3. Well, we got to do 35 minutes now. Any other time, the first match out there, get them fucking guys out of the ring. What you got here, man? Oh, hell yeah. That's as good as the RF video we got going tonight.
Yes, sir.
What kind of gimmick is that anyway?
Digital camera.
I'll be down.
And all I do is I take it home, I put it in its base.
Yeah.
I transfer the information from here onto the computer.
Yeah.
And from the and paste it onto the computer.
Good. Excellent.
But I got you singing the whole 9 yards.
Okay. We'll do the old Hogan thing. You know, I'll go over, they'll yell, and I'll tell you to go, you go over, they'll boo you. It's incredible that somebody can make $500 million by going.
Wish I thought about
I'm in the locker room one night, I asked one of these kids, he went out and he did all this shit. He come back, he was all busted up, fucking hurting, ice packs here. Just a wreck. I said, who would you, if you want to pattern your career, who would you want to be like? And he said, the Hardy Boys. I said, oh, one of them's busted up and can't even work anymore. The other one, who knows what's going on with him? I said, you know who I want to be like?
They'll work here every quarter. I rate people's back a couple shots.
The people's eyebrow. Did you see any of those 3 guys ever climb on the top rope?
Nope.
They're the 3 highest paid professional wrestlers that's ever lived. Barely ever leave their feet.
After the third shot. Oh, yeah. Oh, highest. Okay.
Do you smell? That's who I want to be like.
You do a generic?
I don't want to do ladder matches, Russian chain matches. I did all that shit. I'm cut all the fucking up.
They would have given you running with it. You've been doing it for years.
Now I can go out there and go, you mean to rub his paint off? Yeah!
Okay. You're there, dude. I don't want you turning around going like this.
What does Bundy do on these shows?
He's not right.
Fucking nothing. Say it. Don't be afraid. We're not gonna get you on camera. This motherfucker, Bundy didn't even want to work this beat show because he thought it was too far to walk out there. So my friend Tom Brandy says, they drive you there. You don't have to walk.
I'm driving down with Bundy next week.
You can tell him I'm talking about it. Honky was
I talk about him all the time
He
too.
was digging on your ass, man. You didn't want to do the beat show because you didn't want to fucking walk. Tom Brandy says, you ain't got to walk. They drive you.
Drop something.
Trucks can hold him, man.
I asked the kid, I said,
Don't be a fucking ranger.
how come you didn't hit the fucking gas and throw Bundy out?
Okay? And you're down.
This is your second time with us down here, isn't it?
Yeah, I was here last year. I had Candido here last year. I think it was the last show of the season. I might have one more.
Can I roll with that real quick? We'll do a generic for the website for NWS? For wrestling?
Yeah, what do you want to do?
Just a generic. I'll hit you with that.
Well, you should have been taping this.
He's doing that. He's doing
That's the best part.
Ready? Hit you up in 3.
What are you going to say?
I'm going to start off with, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with the Honky Tonk Man. He's down here in Wildwood, New Jersey. Second time. Was here the year before.
Yeah.
How's it going? You know. And then you lead it. 3, 2, 1. This is Wayne from NWS. Caught up with the Honky Tonk Man. Honky Tonk. You were down here in Wildwood last year. You're back here again this year. How's it going so far for National Wrestling Superstars?
It's been good. You know, I do this show now. It's getting to be a yearly thing for me. Last year I was here first time. And I did the last match of the night with Chris Candido. And I regret the things that happened to him. He's a great guy. And I wish Tammy the best of everything. I'm sorry for all that happened. But so far it's been good. Last year we had to rush through because it was, you know, you think it's hot now. It was steaming hot, and there was a storm coming in. We had to get done really, really quick. But there's a lot of fans that enjoyed it. Tonight we don't have to do so much. We take it easy and go out there. I've been with National Wrestling Superstars now for I don't know 7, 8 years, maybe 9 years. It's been quite a while. Back before they were National Wrestling Superstars, they were Joe was in with. Dennis Carluzo and those guys back then, and we had some shows. And that's how we all hooked up. So, you know, whenever they need a big name superstar to come in and do something for them, I'm always willing and ready to work with NWS.
Well, appreciate it, dear Honky Tonk. Always a pleasure having you here with us.
Thank you very much.
Want to kick back on it? Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to hit you up with these questions.
I can't see without my glasses.
Okay. I'm going to hit you up with a few questions. Just come.
I mean, who looks the best?
You do.
Piper, me, Hogan, Jake Roberts. Who looks the youngest right now when you had to say Piper, Hogan, Jake, Savage,
Definitely
me?
you. Definitely you.
Okay, they're all younger than me.
But you're still definitely better looking.
Piper's like a year younger than me. Jake's 2 years younger than me.
Yeah.
Hogan is 8 months younger than me. In fact, Hogan just had his 52nd birthday.
Okay.
And Savage, I don't even know.
She's still kicking around?
I've always said he sounded like constipated.
She's still kicking around the
I
circuit?
have no idea what that guy's doing. No. He's not wrestling anybody in years.
I'll go to the outside. What I'll do
He wanted to have a shoot fight with Hogan. And then
Throw me in, I'll give you a big boot.
for a couple years he promoted it. He self-promoted it. Then Hogan met up with him on one of those TNA shows. Called him out in the parking lot, said, let's settle this shit. And for what I understand, ooh, yeah, ooh, he wouldn't go outside. So.
All right, 3, 2, 1. This is Wayne, caught up with the Honky Tonk Man. Honky Tonk, question for you. How did you get your start at wrestling, and how was your training?
It was an extension of childhood. I never wanted to grow up. I just
Okay.
wanted to play around my whole life. So I got my start through Herb Welch of the Welch family, which is the Fuller family, better known as Robert Fuller, Buddy Fuller, Colonel Parker, he was in WCW, Tennessee Lee in the WWF, so his family trained me.
Gotcha. Second question, what made you want to get into wrestling?
Extension of childhood. I never wanted to grow up. Plus I heard there was a lot of rats, you know, girls running out in the back of the building. And I was like over sexually active and I wanted to have a lot of girls, but there's no girls here tonight.
All right. Third question.
Some of Lawler's girls out there.
Yeah, there's too many of those 12-year-olds.
What do you think has been your best match?
Best match was getting the Intercontinental Championship from Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, because I went from making $300 a night to $3,000 a night. So
there you go.
It's all about the dough, Joe. I mean, Wayne.
What has been the career highlight for you so far?
Yeah, having that belt for about 15 months.
Okay. Okay. What do you think about the state of indie wrestling today?
It's indie wrestling. That's all I can say. It goes with the flow. But the thing is, out here on the independents, we're 2 years ahead of what they're seeing in the WWE. We saw smaller crowds 2 years ago that consequently they're in the WWE they're seeing now. The indies are a good indicator of what's going on with the business.
Okay.
Because the indies is where all the young talent is, and it's where we can gauge what the business is going to later on. The indies don't really follow the WWE. They tend to have to follow what happens to us.
Appreciate that. Next question. How do you deal with the difficult wrestling?
Hey, I leave him in there to have a match by himself. I just come back to the locker room. I'm going to get paid no matter what.
Okay.
I don't have difficult wrestlers because most of the guys enjoy just going in the ring and being in the ring with me, because it's somewhat the highlight of their starting of their career. And that's what us guys, us older guys do, is we kind of help the younger guys along.
I hear you. I hear you. What's been the best part for you about being in the wrestling business?
And I will be available to pick up tickets.
Oh, it has to be all the women. I mean, Johnny Holmes said he had 14,000 women. You know, other than Jake Roberts. It's just being around young people all the time.
Great.
This locker room keeps you young. You know, if I wasn't here, I'd be probably in an old folks' home.
No.
With Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair, you know.
No.
They're both on walkers now, aren't they?
What
do you have to say to anyone seeing this mini clip?
Okay.
Gosh, if you want to be a wrestler, call the NWS, get in with those guys, be a wrestler. Follow your dream, man. Don't let anyone tell you can't do something, because, or don't let anyone say you're too small, you're too big, you're too tall, you're too short. Who knows what they want tomorrow? Who knows? Follow your dream.
Appreciate it, Honky Tonk. Always a pleasure.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
You can't trick me with
how many
No, hey, I worked on several days on this one.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
You should have tried to trick me.
Nah.
I really haven't had 14,000 women.
Now, if you could,
God forbid my wife sees this.
Just for a real quick hello to my son Tim. That's it.
Okay.
And then you're going to see him on Saturday, because I'm going to be down at the flea market that you're attending, that you worked with Eric Sims about, and I do Eric's website.
What I like about indie wrestling, there's no piss test, and you can drink as much as you want.
There you go.
I'm in the locker room one night. This is funny. If you ever get a chance to interview Hacksaw Jim Duggan, you'll have to ask him. So I'm in the locker room one night, and Duggan comes in, he sits down, he says, "Hey man, look." And he reaches in his bag, and he pulls out this little airline bottle of liquor. He says, "Look what I got." And I said, "Jim, you got to get with the program, son. This is independent." Holy shit, he said. And to this day, he still remembers me pulling out.
The big boy.
Yeah, Jim, you got to get with it, son.
Go with the program.
So anyway, that's...
Okay, Timothy. Tim, caught up with a great wrestler, best in the business.
No, the greatest of all time. The greatest WWE Intercontinental Champion of all time. I can't be beat. I won't be beat. Nobody can beat me. I'm the greatest of all time.
It's right down the other end of where Jason's at.
Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
I will be in there about 9:30 tomorrow. I will call you. I'll have race.
And you'll see him on Saturday.
All day tomorrow.
Good seeing you. You want a pizza?
No, I'm good.
Tell me how many tickets you need.
So,
you know what the first wrestling promo I ever saw was?
Okay.
What? And this is, swear to God, it's true.
Okay,
I turned on, I guess it was Saturday's main event, and it was you bitching about losing the award.
oh.
Very first fucking time I ever turned on wrestling, and I was, oh my God, who's this same guy with the paint all over him?
Technically, I never lost. It was a non-con. Listen, if they do it like
First promo
real
I ever saw in wrestling.
contracts, I didn't have a contract to wrestle the Warrior that night. Technically, I'm still the Intercontinental Champion.
Get robbed.
You got robbed.
Technically, I am.
Get robbed.
The heck with him.
Where's he now?
I'll start a blog on the internet. Honky Tonk got robbed. He's still Continental Champion.
Yeah, yeah. They wanted to go a different direction when they did okay doing it. It was a good business move by them. It was for business. I had a good run. I probably could have stayed the Intercontinental Champion for another 2 or 3 months, but
You can get the call back again.
You run out of people to wrestle. You run out of guys you can sell tickets with. And that's the only thing, you know. If you don't sell tickets, you don't mean the fucking thing. I don't give a shit who you are. I don't give a shit if you're Hunter Hearst Helmsley, you're married to the farmer's daughter.
That's the way they look at it nowadays.
If you don't sell tickets, and I said this today coming down, all the money Hogan's got, all the connections he's got, his daughter might be a great singer.
Right.
But if she doesn't sell records, you're not going to be in that record business.
Kelly Osbourne.
It doesn't matter. I don't give a shit who you are.
Good example. Yeah.
Little Lisa Marie Presley, she's a singer.
Yeah.
How come she's not in the top 40?
Be back in a little while, pick you guys up. They'll come out in the back of the truck, I'll have the lights on.
What do you think about Jim having his own satellite program on Cyrus Radio?
Who's that?
Hillbilly
Jim?
Yes.
Yeah, somebody told me something about that today. They mentioned that.
No, I didn't hear that.
Yeah,
Cyrus
I saw it
Radio.
somewhere. Cyrus Radio.
Saturdays at 10.
How does a guy like Hillbilly Jim get a gig like that?
I don't know. But he plays country music during his program.
And talks about wrestling?
And talks about wrestling. Not a lot, but because they only have, like, I think 15 seconds to put anything out there because of the satellite feed.
I'm not on the...
Yeah.
I still listen to AM, brother.
I hear that. And some people will even say, AM. What are you talking about? AM. They don't even know what AM was.
Every once in a while I go FM, you know, I get frequency modulated. After a couple of these shows, after about a week out here, I'm really frequency modulated.
My brother does a, what it's called, Americana program. It's the one underneath the big country type stores, Americana music. And he works for a station out in South Jersey down here and stuff. And
I've gotten to the point where I don't even, I never listen to the radio and I don't watch TV.
But you're still into country music and stuff, right?
No.
No?
I don't listen to any music. Don't care about it.
I thought at one time
My friend called me from Oklahoma the other day. He said, Toby Keith's going to be in Phoenix if you want to go down. You can go down. They want to see you.
Yeah.
I told him you probably wouldn't go. I said, you're right. My other friend was with a band called Lone Star. Calls me 2 days ago. He said, we're in town if you want to come down. But I figure you won't come. I said, yeah, you're right.
You know anybody from the Mavericks? No.
I don't care about going to
concerts or seen.
It's all bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
It's worse than wrestling. It's all bullshit. Only roller derby's real. And the UFC.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
I told this one kid, he told me, he said, I got all these UFC tapes. I said, why? He said, man, I love watching this. It's just so real. I said, really? I said, do you have any tapes of the Gracies? He said, yeah. I said, how many Gracies were there? He said, 3, I think, 3 of them. I said, yeah. All 3 of them had the belts, didn't they? Yeah. They owned the company. You knew that, didn't you? No. They owned the UFC, the Gracies. They always had the belts. They never lost. Now you tell me it's real? Thank you. Same as Jeff Jarrett having the belt. If it's real, he wouldn't have it. Listen, Brett, if it was real, you wouldn't have the belt either. Get over it, man. It's like Bad News said. You didn't win the belt. The promoter gave it to you. For Christ's sakes.
Which roller derby you still favor?
I like the Bay Bombers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that's coming back, you know.
I don't know if a roller derby will ever come back.
It will. It will. Give it a chance. It'll
It's
come
kind of
back
like
again.
ECW. I don't think it'll ever come back. Vince McMahon killed ECW.
It came back.
ECW.
They'll do another one.
For what? That one lost money.
Did it?
They didn't make any money.
No?
They put it's going to have bigger buy rates than WrestleMania. Bullshit. Does anybody know what the buy rates were on that thing?
No.
Listen, I think it's like 80,000 or something, 100,000. Well, that was their fan base.
Uh-huh.
They had about 1,000 people in 10,000 towns.
Mm-hmm.
So that's about right, about 100,000 buys.
Okay.
They had 1,000 fans in Philadelphia. They had 1,000 fans in Boston. They had 1,000 fans in Chicago.
The biggest house was 6,000. Toronto.
There you go. What does that tell you? So if you've only got a fan base of say 50 or 60 or 70,000 people, why would you put the numbers out there and say we're going to do 800,000 homes are going to buy this? Bullshit.
See you Saturday, buddy. Good
Yeah,
luck.
I hope so.
Don't hurt. Okay? All right? For me, that's a favor to me.
Fucking sweat box.
Did you work Eddie Gilbert a lot or not?
No, I helped train Eddie. He was just breaking into business. And first match he ever had was with myself and Larry Latham, I think. Same as Ricky Martin. I helped train him.
Mm-hmm.
I had his first match, and I had one of Barry Windham's first matches. They were all great guys. Eddie was a really good talent. Just small, you know. Too small to make it in the wrestling world. It's too bad. He burned himself out at a young age. Anyway, I'm working with him in Alabama. He's going to give me belly to back. He dips. He's a small English guy, so I'm going to help him. Right, I'm 250 pounds. So I dip to go up to help him. He picks me up, and all of a sudden I'm up there, and he just drops me back on the back of my fucking neck. My toes felt like electricity. We get to the back. I said, "What the fuck did you do that for?" He said, "Oh man, you were so light. I was never used to anybody helping me." I said, "This will fucking work." From then on, anybody grabs me for a back suplex, I sit down. The motherfucker's going to have to take me back. Because
Who was that that bumped you?
Scott McGee. Yeah, he's dead now. He can't defend himself, so I can say that. But anyway, he reaches. And I was trained to, you know, if I'm going to give you, and you're a big guy, even if it's Hogan, if I reach to give him a back suplex, and I dip, he dips, we both go together. So now we got our momentum. So he's half as light. Well, I did it for him, and this fucking guy drops me on my head. I said, that's it. I'll never do it again. From then on, anybody that tries to give me a back suplex, I'm dead fucking weight. Yep. That way, well, if he has to muscle me, he can't drop me on my head. If I help him, he's going to drop me. Yep. So I said, that's it.
That was good, though, man. They were all hot at the end of that one.
How long did you guys go? 10? 15, 20?
With the music, yeah,
With the music and the dancing? Y'all put a little extra time in for me so I don't have to do it? So anyway, we'll start.
A little schmutz on your face. Yeah.
We'll start kind of like we did. You ratchet jaw with the crowd, get your heat out there with the people. And Then we'll set up where we do that one spot. We take your arm, look at me, and then I'll take your arm, kick your hand to the hand, stomp, and from there you come up. You cut me off, get a little heat. Then I need to stop you, do the headlock.
JR, you ready to flip?
No,
This hand, do that hand.
no, I don't go that far. You roll outside, 1, 2, third headlock punch. Go outside, I'll follow you, get you close to the people, give them a little entertainment out there. Throw you back in when I come in, cut me off, get the tape, get the heat, and then set up the home. And stay with me then for 3, 4, 5 minutes, and then cut me off, shoot me for the backdrop, and get a kick, 360. Okay.
Be safe, have fun, man. See ya.
So we're almost ready, Joe?
Yeah, he's gonna you go out with Nate. I'll call him when he's gonna pick you up. You're Doug, right?
Yes.
You got a second?
Yeah.
You need to take this, look good. I'm at one of these carnival shows, one of these fair shows somewhere one night. I see he's got his little toy here.
Gimmicks.
Gimmick. Anyway, I'm taking $5 Polaroid pictures, right? And selling my pictures for $5. Lady comes up, she's got her and the little girl. They got Bambi the reindeer, right? The deer, right?
Right.
Hey, shut the fuck up. Over here. Anyway, she comes up. She says, "How much for the picture?" I said, $5. $5? I wouldn't pay $5. So I said, "How much does Bambi cost you?" She said, $15. I said, "There you go. Go ahead. You got Bambi. He can't even look at you. Can't talk to you. You don't know who the fuck he is." Yeah, unbelievable. She gave it for like 15. Maybe it might have even been for like 30. Maybe she told me for this little stuffed Bambi. $30 it took to win this fucking thing.
I feel like an idiot because I spent probably like $15 trying to win something.
Unbelievable!
Yeah. See, I'm a sucker.
Holy, where'd you get the fish?
That was a
You won it.
Oh, there's a candy fish, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, little candies, yeah. How about that? Well, the tequila and Gatorade's almost gone, boys.
Almost.
But that's okay. We got a full one for the ride home.
Hacksaw's just got to get with the program, right?
Hacksaw's got to get with the program. You missed it, I was telling you. I'm in the locker room one night, Duggan's first night on Independent. He goes, "Hey, Honky, look." He pulls out this little thing of little liquor. Oh, a little airline size. Look, I got some liquor. I said, "Brother, you got to get with it." I reached in there and pulled out one of these big 40 ounces.
Nice.
I said, "This is what we do."
Welcome to the Indies.
Hey! Ooh, yeah.
What was his dad like?
I was never around him. I just know that when they ran their territory, guys, you guys.
Was that Lexington?
Yeah, you guys interviewed a one-man gang. He broke in over there. First time I met Gang was on one of their shows over in Kentucky somewhere. Young 18-year-old kids. It was all gigged up, long hair, big, big impressive kid.
Is that when he was Crusher Bloomfield?
Crusher Bloomfield or something, yeah. But you should have asked him some savage stories. Because if you really want to shoot interview, if he wanted to open up and tell you that, he would have told you all those. I mean, it was horrific, horrendous. The trips, and he slept in the ring truck and go to the back of the restaurants and eat food that was thrown out. It was.
What, they weren't paying nothing?
They didn't pay, and that was just what they did. That was their thing.
Did that territory draw or no?
No, they never really made it. They were fighting against Jarrett. They were fighting against the Fullers because see, their territory bled into part of Jarrett's TV overlap and part of the Fullers southeastern
Knoxville.
Up in Knoxville. So they were kind of hammered in between, going to towns up in the hills of Kentucky that were just really, really rough, tough towns, bad places to be. I mean, good place for Lawler. I mean, they get married at 13 up there, Jerry. Oh, but you don't like to be married anymore.
Is that thing on? Oops.
But yeah, the Savage. Randy Savage was making $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 a week. His wife was getting a paycheck. And instead of him paying $20 or $30 to upgrade a ticket from Boston to Los Angeles, back then we could upgrade a ticket for $20, $30, $40. he would sit and coach in a middle seat so that she sat in the window where no man or nobody could sit beside her. I mean, it's great to save money, but at the end of the year, when you pay 75, 100, 200,000 in tax, you could go, hey, for 40 bucks, I could have upgraded that ticket. Give me a break, man. But, I mean, you know, I heard a story one time. I went like Hartford, Connecticut or somewhere. At this Ramada Inn where we used to stay, the Hartford Springfield Airport. The maids come in. It was the Nasty Boys and Savage. They're the world tag team champions. And Savage is sleeping on the floor, and he's the WWE, WWF world champion. And the maids went, holy shit! That Macho Man, he's world champion! Look, that Macho Man! Healing in a room, sleeping on the floor. The room's only 40 bucks. They cut it 3 ways.
Is that cheap?
Obviously.
Wow.
I'm ready for you.
Are they? I don't want to go. What, hey, can I call in sick?
You want?
No, it doesn't work in my business, brother.
It's Joe.
Yeah. Tell Joe I'm not going out. I won't get fucking paid. All right, boys, we got one more to go. Let me get my strap up. I'm young. I'm older than Hogan. I'm older than Piper. I'm older than Jake. And I'm older than Savage. And I look better than all of them. That's right.
Oh, let's get out of this heat. It's hot in here.
Heat's good. Heat's good. Heat is what the Honky Tonk Man has. I have heat. I have heat with everybody in the business, and I have heat with people out of the business. I have heat with people that don't even know anything about the business. I have heat in my neighborhood. I have heat at the grocery store. I have heat at the airport. I got heat with these guys. They want to beat the shit out of me.
Oh, look at the colors.
We got a full moon out there tonight, boys.
There it is.
It's a good night for the crack pipe. It's a good night for anything. RF Videos, Rob Feinstein.
That's right.
He's the man.
Thank you very much. Couldn't have said it better. Greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time.
Thank you.
15 months.
Thank you very
Should have been
much.
16, but Vince, he dropped the ball, right?
That's it.
Exactly.
Vince fucked me. You fucked me. You screwed me, Vince. You screwed me. You screwed Honky. You screwed Honky. Why don't they ever say that in the arenas? You screwed Honky. What's this? You screwed Brett bullshit.
Or Matt.
Hey, Brett. Oh, was that Jake? No, here's Jake. Oh, it's been a bad day. Here's Hogan. Hey, brother. Hey, brother. You got any Percodans, Percocets? Man, my head's killing me, man. You got anything for pain? Pain? Why are you in pain? You got $500 million. Why are you asking me for pills? Hey, brother. I thought you'd help a brother out, brother.
You gotta walk it all the way to the arena, they picking you up.
Right here.
Taking the WrestleMania 3 truck.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's 93,000 people here.
Yep. Full moon out.
How long are you going?
Are we ready? Are we ready?
10-minute match.
Yeah. By the time the song, bullshit.
Oh.
Ooh. 101. Hey, do I have time to go on that ride and come back?
If you want.
All right, I'll be
Which
back.
one you going on?
The roller coaster.
Man, I love this I love that coaster there. I don't like this whirly bird.
Dude, I went on this red one down there tonight. It was awesome.
I don't like the whirly bird, but I like the old coaster like that.
Yeah, I haven't been on
wooden
that.
ones.
Yeah. If I'd got here early today, I'd have went on that one.
Yeah.
I don't care about the whirly bird, but I like this one.
Did you go on that one yet?
No,
No.
I've been on them before. I don't like them.
Yeah.
I like this. This one's a better ride.
All right, I'll talk to you guys when you get back.
Okay. Rob Feinstein, RF Videos, ladies and gentlemen.
We're good.
Well, you won't be able to see me now. There's no light.
I have night vision.
On that camera?
Yep. Look.
Really?
Night vision.
I'll be down. Holy Christ, you do.
Oh. This guy drives faster than the other guy.
Yeah, he's taking a different route too.
Is JR already in the ring or no? No.
Joe's up there selling t-shirts. What'd I tell you? You know, I've been doing this independent now since I left the WWF in 1991, I guess it was. And I started doing the independents, and I enjoy it because I love the aggravation. I enjoy it because things don't work like clockwork, and the aggravation part of it, of somebody not picking you up or taking you 50, 100 miles away from the airport and not picking you up the next morning, that's all part of our business. That's what we do. I think we become spoiled when everything works for you and you're given everything. Then when you come out here and you have to live reality. This is the road reality of what I'm doing. Riding in the back of a pickup truck, dressed in a hot, steamy locker room, going out and wrestling in the sand with somebody I've never been in the ring with. But this is the grassroots of our industry. And if more guys were in touch with this, I think they would appreciate what a company like Vince McMahon and the WWE are all about. They would appreciate the things that's just handed to them on a silver platter, as opposed, some of the guys there in the WWE right now have only worked on the independents maybe 1 year.
I think guys getting real spoiled there real quick.
They're totally, absolutely spoiled, and then they come out here and they last for 2-3 months and they can't take it. This is where I started. I started doing these kind of shows, and I've gone full circle. I've seen my name at the top of the page on the marquee sign outside the biggest buildings in the world, and I've seen my name on the marquee signs of junior high, elementary, Boys and Girls Club, and you know what? The only difference is the size of the paycheck and the size of the crowd. Everything else is the same. It's the pro wrestling business, and it's not rocket science. That's all. It's just something that I'm booked for the next month. Amsterdam, Halifax. I'm home 4 days in September. I'm gone the whole month of September. Who else that's 52 years old can say they're booked for the next month on the independents? On the independents.
Not too many.
Not too many.
None. Really.
Because I stand by one thing. If you book me and you send me a plane ticket, come hell or high water, I'm going to be at your show. I'll be there if I have to crawl to get there. And I'll turn down a $5,000 payday to come to your show. Here we go.
We got the lights.
We got the lights. I love this entrance.
here, but they didn't sweep the ring out.
Hey, you Super Simon, the colonel's in the back. I'm coming to your town in a pink Cadillac. I'm just a honky tonk man. Just a honky tonk man. Just a honky tonk man. I'm cool, I'm cocky, I'm bad. Honky tonk man. Just a 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 honky tonk man. I'm cool, I'm cocky, I'm bad. I'm cool, I'm cocky, Hey. Thank you all so very much. Thank you. What's that? He needs a haircut? Yeah, I do too. Yeah, I know. I don't know. About once every year I let my hair. Last year I was there, I had my hair long. A couple days later I went on a USO tour for all the military troops and I cut my hair. I had a chance to leave today, in fact, to go on a USO tour for the military, but the NWS and Joe Panzerino, they already had my plane ticket, they already had my hotel room, and when somebody commits to me, I commit to them, and so I'll catch the troops later on. Anyway, we're filming a documentary tonight. It's one of those like E-Hollywood true stories, but this is like E-Wrestling true story. And they got you on camera, so give them a big yahoo! Now, what did he say about me? He said what? Well, that's twice tonight he doesn't have his history right. Uh-oh. We got a sympathizer in the crowd.
A non-believer. Hey, Honky, he mad because he look like Tess.
Uh-oh. Somebody said test. Well, I didn't study for that. You know, when I was in the WWF, we'd have to go in and do these drug tests. And it would say up there, test tonight. And I would always tell the road agent, what do you mean a test? I didn't study for it. Come on, you're supposed to laugh. Uh-oh.
He's cocky. He's bad.
Listen, this is Jersey, it's the beach, and I know you like to have fun, so let's have some fun. What do you say?
Kick his ass,
Could be worse, it could be Surf City. It's cold there. Ready? All right. Check me or what?
I checked in the back, but you want to do it again?
Don't you check me.
No, I got you.
Don't you?
It's on film, I have to.
Kenny, don't touch him.
Got something big in
I'm
his
trying to
tights.
cup a field, Kenny.
He's got something big in his tights.
Black and white shot, get over here. I checked him. Go. Take it easy, old Kenny. That's my fan club. All three of them.
Kenny fan club?
Larry, Long, Curly.
Come on now.
You're about aggravating me, boy. Want to do this right?
He's got some fans.
Now when he gets up, throw his ass out.
Wait a minute, what about these guys? They're from Brooklyn. Here we go.
Come on.
Get over there in case you're fucking he's a
Come on, Honky. Come on. Pull up in a Sonoma. Not a Cadillac. Come on, where the cheers at for the Honky? Come on. Stomp your feet. Clap your hands. This is hard.
Take 7.
Yeah. 3 minutes, I'll trade you.
Come on. Basketball. All right, what do you say? He's not tapping. He's got to. No, he's trying to get the crowd behind him.
Come on. You ain't saying much now, are you? Come on. Shut up.
See, here's what you do to the green guy. Just hook his leg. Just grip on my arm, you know. Come on, you guys.
Come on. Here's coming now. Grab the hair. Right, grab the hair. Slow down. Go.
Come on!
What are you doing? Hey, what are you doing? There's nothing there. See? Nothing there. Get up the ropes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Break. Break the leg. Tell you to break.
What are you gonna do? Disqualify me on the beach here?
Yeah, why not?
What?
Yeah.
What's the matter? Where's he at? Where's this honky tonk man? This legend. This decrepit old legend. Oh!
I don't like Johnny. I got a bad pain. Oh, there's nothing there. Sorry. Okay. Hey, Ryder, 1, 2, 3, 4. He's got a 5 count. He got the 4.
Where's the hockey at?
He got the 5. What's wrong with you?
The big popular guy.
Hey, 1, 2, 3, 4. Break it. Knock it off.
What about now? What about now, big man?
throw you out of here. Now you want to just go off front of the beach.
And ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner, the Honky Tonk Man.
Wow, Wildwood, what a way to end the Wednesday night. The Honky Tonk Man, the greatest living intercontinental champion of all time, goes away with a victory over the evil one, J.R. Ryder. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we promised you that the Honky Tonk Man will stay in the ring, and he will be here to do a little bit of WWF wrestling sports memorabilia history right now. If you'd like to get a picture with the one and only
gave me a
Honky
chop
Tonk
on my
Man,
bad
if
pec.
you'd like to go inside the professional wrestling ring to see what it's like, now's the time to line up.
I started chopping him back really hard.
We'll be doing Polaroids.
And I said, I don't like chops. I don't take chops. Don't ever give me a chop.
Line up over there, ladies and gentlemen. It's only $10 to do a Polaroid in the ring with the Honky Tonk Man. Where else can you get it? You can't do it at Madison Square Garden. You can't do it at the Meadowlands. You can't do it in Philly. You can't do it in Convention Hall here. Only here in Wildwood on the beach. Line up right now. Line up right now. If you would like to climb up the steps into the squared circle with the greatest intercontinental champion of all time, the one, the only Honky Tonk Man. He's here, and he wants to say hello to you inside that wrestling ring. Now's the time to light up. Ladies and gentlemen, by the way, on the way out, grab a water. They're only $1. Ice cold water's on the way out. Check out 3 Count Promotions. They have the latest WWE merchandise. But right now, before you go home with a big smile on your face with a little bit of pro wrestling history right here in Wildwood, New Jersey. For only $10. My goodness and gracious. You got in for free, most of the kids. The tickets are only $3. You got a piece of WWF memorabilia. If you go to a convention or one of those convention shows, they usually charge you $25. But tonight on the beach here in Wildwood, it's only $10. Plus, you get to go inside the wrestling ring. You can't do that in any major arena, but here at the National Wrestling Superstars, here in Wildwood, New Jersey, we welcome you to line up and take a picture with the Honky Tonk Man. Don't forget, next week, we're back with the gargantuan King Kong Bundy. After that, the Patriot and the world-famous wrestling clown will be here. It's all happening here in Wildwood. So come on over, line up and say hello to the Honky Tonk Man. Grab a water on the way out, and please, on behalf of Gino Moore, Joe Panzerino, Fred Wager, and the Wildwood Tourism and Development Commission, and National Wrestling Superstars, we'd like to say, have a great vacation, thanks for coming down, and we'll see you next week or next year.
Hi there. Thank you and enjoy your ride. Anybody else?
Hold it. Right here. Yeah. Over here.
1 minute.
Friday night. Very good. Bye. I'll see you Friday. All right. You rolling?
Yep.
I didn't mean to chop you, Hong. I'm sorry, buddy.
Thanks. I usually tail gas. Look. Look at that peg. There's nothing there.
I'm sorry, buddy.
It's torn away.
I had no idea.
20 years it's been tender.
I'm sorry.
But that's
I apologize.
I had no idea. I didn't hear the block part.
I didn't block the punch, and you didn't block. I was going, that's something on it. I'm sorry.
Thank you very much. I enjoyed it.
Thank you, buddy.
It was very good. Thank you. Oh, we'll do it. I guess we're booked Friday?
Yeah, Friday night.
Yeah. We'll do it all again.
I promise I won't chop you Friday night.
Oh.
But you need to step me right behind.
I don't throw. I can't throw a good one back. That's my only problem.
That's why you won't throw at you.
If I could really smack a guy back, you know, but I'm not good at throwing them back. So anyway, thanks. I enjoyed it. Whew, easy enough. Made it through 2 shows over here.
It's the big rivalry. We both sing our own theme music.
Yep. Get through these. Take a day off tomorrow, wash the sand out of my clothes. Get ready for Friday. Do it again Friday, Saturday. Haven't heard from that asshole NWA promoter in Ohio for Sunday, so obviously he didn't buy the ticket, so obviously I won't be going there. And then get ready to go to Amsterdam and come home and do 15 days in Halifax and Newfoundland. By then, maybe I can lose 20 pounds, get back to my playing weight so I can keep up with guys like the striker there. Try to give me a workout. They couldn't lift me off that mat with a forklift out there.
Yeah. I bet you got on that.
Oh, anyway, this is what we do. This is why we do it, I guess. If we didn't have fun, we wouldn't do it. Listen.
We didn't get sand to our place.
Listen, when it ceases to be fun for me, I won't ever do it. It's always been fun. And that's the thing. It's about any job that you ever have in life. If you're not happy doing it, if you're not having fun on the job, pack your bag and leave. Don't piss and moan about it. Just pack your bag and leave. Go find something where you're happy. Because happiness, especially in the workplace and at home, is the key elements to survival out here. A man that's not happy at home and not happy on his job is going to end up either dead, at the graveyard, or in jail. I can promise you that. The graveyard and the jailhouse is full of unhappy people.
I got long sideburns and my hair slicked back. I'm coming to your town in my pink Cadillac. I'm just a honky-tonk man. I'm just a honky-tonk man. I'm just a honky-tonk man. I'm cool, I'm cocky, I'm bad. I pick a mean guitar, I wear a blue suede shoes. You ought to hear me sing the snakeskin blues. I'm just a honky-tonk man.